and welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Ooh, I do apologize for the stream going down and for the shaky start. Again, we just wrapped up with Nicoract versus Nikic. Unfortunately, there was a walkover, so we weren't able to conclude the series, but an amazing series nonetheless. An amazing game, I should say, nonetheless. Also, I did realize that there was actually a delay on stream, so I had to turn the delay off. Then the stream went back online. Now we're here, now we are back, and hopefully everyone can find us once again as we are jumping into our fresh best of 3 and spawning in the right hand corner of Sandworm. We have the German Protoss player, the green Protoss representing Streamer Zone. It is Jimmy. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have the red Protoss player from the South Korea, representing among 82 people. It is Prome. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we do settle in and calm things down. Whew. And jump into the rest of our broadcast. Let's go. Let us go. Once again, do apologize for the delayed and disrupted start, but regardless, we're here, we are back, and Jimmy does open up with a proxy. Here we go with a cannon rush. Oh my god, Forge first out of Jimmy, does set off with the cannons here on the low ground. Meanwhile, Prome, he will check, he will scout, he will confirm, he chases the probe on the high ground, he sees the low ground cannon. We do attempt a cannon rush into the main, but Jimmy, can he really make his way into the main base? We do have, oh, can he try to look himself in? So far, throws in the pylons, the probe is safe. First pylon does get fully surrounded. Second probe comes in. Attempts to throw down the cannon. There we go. First cannon's on the way. Does get one cannon. Nice moves here out of Jimmy. Does pull away. Throws down another cannon. And here we go. He's making his way forward. One pylon does almost get surrounded. Zealot has arrived. I mean, that is a lot of cannons on the way. That's going to be 2 cannons. Okay, so, sorry, 3 cannons here and 1 pylon on each side. 1 pylon is going to be shut down, and there's 1 pylon left. Just 1 pylon. Can he target it down? He can. Yeah, this pylon is going to go down. Just barely. You have a backup pylon on the way here on the right-hand side. So 2 more pylons in production. Again, we need pylons to keep everything powered. The pylon will finish. The cannons, they get back up running. They take down the Zealots, and it looks like the cannon rush is going to be successful here. Oh my god, they take down 6 stars, 7, 8, 9. The pilot on 11 HP. GG gets called. The cannon rush is successful, and Jimmy takes game number 1. Whew, GG. Jimmy, he will take a lead in the series. Very nicely done here. And very intense cannon rush is what I will say. Very intense, might be very intense. Prome, he almost defended, he almost succeeded. He was so close to sniping that pylon, but the pylons, they barely got up and running. And with that, that was it. That was game. GG. GG, well played. With that, Jimmy takes the lead in the series. And now we're getting ready for game numero 2. Getting ready for game number 2. We'll see if Prome can bounce back. We'll see if Jimmy has another crazy cannon rush. Let's go. Let us go. Here we go. I see some people asking in chat, live? Yes, this is live. If we ever have a replay cast, it is stated in the title that it is a replay cast. Otherwise, expect it to be live. And here we go. We're getting into game number 2. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Persephone, we have the German Protoss player, the green Protoss, representing Streamer Zone. It is Jimmy. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Protoss player from South Korea. Ooh, it is Prome. Go. So we are going to be settling in and calming things down. Let's go. As we are going to be jumping into our second game. This time no Forge. This time no cannon rush out of Jimmy. No going for any kind of crazy cannon rush here. And we'll see. We'll see where Prome does take us. We'll see where we head. Just catching up with the chat. Hello, Mr. Melancholia. Orlanovich as well. ¿Qué tal? ¿Qué tal? ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo están? Bienvenidos. Cool. So now our players are moving out. And so far, Jimmy once again setting up for another proxy. Oh my, it's gonna be a fast series. It's gonna be a fast series, papi. Yeah. Not like this. Not like this. Setting up the proxy. The Cybercore is almost done. Based on this location, this looks prime for a proxy Stargate. Otherwise, this could be just a proxy Robo into Ward Base all in. Show us what you got. Jimmy Luna speedrun, there it is. Stargate has been thrown down. Now, a Stargate is not an all-in. This is a way to harass, to get into an Oracle, to rush into the mineral line, and to deal crippling economic damage. This is a way to get ahead economically and to set you up for success. So a very aggressive start here from Jimmy. Prome, he does go for his own probe scout. He is checking his scouting, and Prome, he will check the linear location. He will check here towards the left-hand side, and he will find the proxy Stargate. Whew, okay, so far so good. Now again, as a reminder, this was not an all-in out of Jimmy, but at least Prome is aware of the aggression, and he should be getting ready back at home for that Oracle. He's getting ready. Likewise, Jimmy moves out. Jimmy, he does move out with his adepts. Ready on the right-hand side. Likewise, Prone moving in. Oh. Catching out a couple of adepts. The Stargate, of course, is cancelled. Stargate is cancelled. Robo going to be on the way instead from Jimmy. And Pro, let's go. And Pro, I mean, okay, so a couple of things here. One, the build is delayed, like Jimmy. Jimmy's build is delayed because he attempted the proxy Stargate, it got shut down, so now he's going for a delayed Robo. Prome, he responds with his own one base all in. We have two gateways back at home. We have one gate across the map. He's rallying stalkers as we speak. Prome, it's time to turn the tables on Jimmy. Let's go. Let us go. As stalkers are amassing, Jimmy back at home. Shield battery is going to be done just in time. Again, it's going to be a clutch hold here from Jimmy. The observer does spot this. Immortal is halfway done. And we'll see if Jimmy can survive. We'll see if he can hold. We'll see if he can survive. More stalkers building up. And making his way across. Oh. Does threaten the army. It does threaten. Chipping away at the main force here. Dive, going for the dive. Yeah, he will focus on that Immortal. The Immortal's going to go down. Massive pickup. And Jimmy, he has almost nothing left. He's down to a couple of sentries, couple of stalkers, couple of adepts. Prome, he is looking to overwhelm. Another Immortal has arrived. True. Now it has another Immortal. Oh, wasted shots. Yeah, shots there on that hallucination, but the Immortal still goes down. And Jimmy, he's being broken here. He's down to 3 stalkers. Yeah, he shouldn't be able to hold on. He shouldn't be able to. Again, the failed proxy here just hurting, almost killing Jimmy. Trying to set up, trying to stabilize. More units going to be going down. Pro moving in. Oh, there's the NG overcharge on the sentry. Now the stalker gets targeted. Immortal has arrived. That's still how many? That's still 11 stalkers for Prome. It still should be too much. Oh, nice force fields though. They do keep the army back. The Immortal hold its ground. Immortal does hold its ground. Pushing back those stalkers. Still 13 stalkers though. We're looking for another dive. And there it is. And the final dive. Takes down the Immortal, the Adepts one after the other. GG gets called, and Prome, he will tie up the series 1-1. We are going to the ace match. Whew, GG. We're going all the way to game 3, and again, Jimmy, unfortunately, he did open up with a proxy, but alas, it got scattered, it got shut down, and without said proxy, without that setup, I mean, he was behind. He was just behind. He was vulnerable to the all-in. He did not scatter it himself. He was not aware. And now we're getting into that final game. We'll see how this story ends. Will this go the way of Jimmy or the way of Prome? Let's go. We're here to find out. Meanwhile, we have some other updates in the brackets. We'll get there. We'll get there. Comes to those updates when it comes to those tournament results. We already have an opponent ready for the winner of this series. Here we go. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, in the bottom left-hand corner here of a major league, we have the German Protoss player, the green Protoss, being forced into the ace match. We'll see if we can bring him back. Representing Streamer Zone, it is Jimmy. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Protoss player, the red Protoss himself. It is Prome. From South Korea. From South Korea, here we go. As we are settling in. We are getting into this here. Again, Jimmy, he's been hyper-aggressive. Game 1, Cannon Rush. Game 2, Proxy Stargate. Game 3, do we go for another Proxy? Do we calm things down and get into a standard game? I do favor Jimmy in a standard game against Prome, but it's up to Jimmy. It's up to Jimmy with what he wants to do, with how he wants to approach this matchup. What's it going to be? Do we cheese? Do we play standard? Let's go. Jimmy only all-ins? That's not necessarily true. Like, we've seen Jimmy play macro and take down some big names in the macro game as well, but specifically this series, he has been very cheesy. 100%. 100%. Very cheesy. Yo, Philosopher in the chat. Been a very long time. ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? I mean, all-ins are still a thing, for sure. Years have gone by. Cheese is still, you know, viable. 100%. Terran, they still make Marines. Crazy. Zerg, they still make Lingbane. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. For now, 2-gate opener. 2-gate opener into an expansion. So Jimmy, he does calm things down. Again, after the failed cheese in the last game, Jimmy is going to go for a much more standard opener. So 2-gate into a Nexus. I say standard. This is greedy here. This is a Nexus before any tech, before Stargate, before Twilight Council, before Robo. So Jimmy is cutting corners. Prome is playing more standard, going for his own double Stalker follow-up into a bit of a later expansion instead. Basically, Jimmy did skip his units in favor of the Nexus. So he was cutting corners here, opening up single sentry. Prome made extra Stalkers, as you typically would, to be safe before expanding. So Jimmy's cutting corners. He does cut some corners here. Prome likewise moving out to try to figure out what's going on, to try to scatter his opponents. Prome has not gotten eyes on Jimmy yet, and he moves in with his Stalkers. Meanwhile, Hallucination does avoid the Stalkers, heads across the map. Jimmy trying to get a read on what's going on. It is going to be a Twilight Council opener out of Prome. So Prome opening up Blink, most likely. And by the time Prome arrives, Jimmy, he's ready for this. He's ready with those sentries. He will deflect, going for his own Twilight Council into his own Blink. It is going to be later than his opponent. And the Hallucination confirms what Prome is up to. So Jimmy, he scouts the main. He's aware. Twilight Council has been thrown down. Twilight Council into Blink. And Hallucination gets eyes on the setup here on the Twilight Council, the Forge. Prome with the earlier move out with the Stalkers, he is aware that his opponent has a faster expansion. Jimmy has a slight economic edge over Prome. And we'll see if Prome can recover, if he can catch up, or if he can be greedy, or even be more aggressive. Now moving out with his main army. Probe moves out with the army as well. Interesting. Now, Probe, he hasn't gone for a gateway explode. Never mind. 2 more gateways get thrown down. He's getting up to 4-gate blink. 4-gate blink stalker out of Probe, and he should be setting off for a proxy pylon and a proxy gateway. Yep, here comes that pylon. Here comes that gateway. So basically, Probe, instead of expanding, he throws down extra gates and a proxy alongside it. So Probe looks like he's going to commit. Meanwhile, we do see Jimmy being defensive himself. He throws down his own 2 gates and a robo alongside it. Very safe play here by Jimmy. Hallucination confirms the proxy pylon. Jimmy, he sees, he knows. He's moving into deny. There's that proxy gate. And Jimmy, he will shut it down. Nice pickoff. Takes out the pylon. Denies the gateway. Jimmy, he still expands behind this. Bold move. Does go for the expansion. Jimmy, he does have a smaller army. Remember, Probe, he has been warping in. He has had a larger gateway count for longer. He has a larger army. He's been warping in. Jimmy, he's not quite ready for this. Oh, but he does have some force fields. Does buy some time. Getting extra warp ins. There we go. Shield batteries are on the way. He needs those shield batteries. Probe, he throws down 2 more gates. Probe, he's 2 base all in. Probe, he's 100% 2 base all in here. He has a greater concave, has a larger army. Probe moving in. Jimmy, he's got some nice blink control. The shield battery does finish. Yeah, the shield battery finishes up just in time. Whew. Already out of energy. Putting in a lot of work. Checking the army tab. Probe, he still has a stalker lead. Still has that stalker advantage. Jimmy does move in. The Immortal has arrived. The higher the Immortal count gets, the stronger this event is going to be. He's got 4 shield batteries. I thought it was greedy for Jimmy to take the 3rd base, but so far he is fortifying himself very heavily here. A better position for Jimmy. Does move in, collapses on those stalkers, shuts them down. Does shut them down. Blackbear's moving in, and Probe, like, it's not getting easier here. You can see Jimmy checks for an expansion. There is no 3rd base. It's all or nothing for Probe. The longer this goes on, the better it is for Jimmy. It's getting better and better over time. Probe moves in. Still has a massive stalker army. Models there putting in a lot of work. But the stalker count is being thinned out for Jimmy. He's running out of stalkers. Running out of army. Jeez, the Immortals, oh my god. The Immortals, they pop up. There we go, 1 Immortal goes down, he gets 1, he gets 2. There's 1 Immortal left, and likewise he gets started as well, and now there's 0 Immortals. Probe, has he just barely done it? Jimmy throwing down more shield batteries. More shield batteries. But Probe, he breaks through. He breaks through the defensive line. Collapses here on the Stalkers. Likewise, they're running out of steam. Running out of Stalkers. It's getting very close. Very close, very clutch. Zealot say warp in to tank some shots. 19 pros got 1 adept. 19 kills on the 1 adept. He's crazy. He's crazy. He lost his mind. That 1 adept has 19 kills. Oh my god. Probe, GG gets called. Probe, he runs out of steam. He runs out of warp ins. He runs out of money. And Jimmy, he will take the series 2-1, advancing on to the quarterfinals. Whew, GG. Made the hero adept. The hero adept happy. Aye. GG, well played. GG, well played. As that one adept got 19 worker heals, it ensured that Prome could not reinforce. Prome, he could not build up, and with that, GG, well played. Nothing left there to reinforce to keep going. In the end, Prome ran out of steam, and with that, Jumi will take the series 2-1. Congratulations, your Jumi. He will claim the series, and Jumi, he will advance on into the next round to face off against his next opponent. Here we go. It's going to be a ZVP between Jumi and YoungYakov. Aha. Let's go. As we can catch up in the chat and figure out where we are and where we are headed. Bam. Okay, from the top, we do have SHIN. We have SHIN. He takes down Tenacious to the 0. SHIN is up against Nicoract in the next round. They're currently facing off in the quarterfinals. Meanwhile, we have, of course, our series. Jumi, he would advance on over Prome. YoungYakov over Inexorable. And we have Jumi versus YoungYakov in that second round as well. Scrolling down, we have ByuN. Oh my god, ByuN speedrunning his way through. So ByuN is already in the semifinals. Takes down Greener, takes down Rebellion. And ByuN is waiting for Gerald, Shameless, or Honmono. ByuN, he's got some downtime. He definitely has some time to himself here as a player. Are still working their way through. As a reminder, we will cast both semifinals. Both semifinals are going to be held. They're both going to be on stream. We will start things off with Jumi versus YoungYakov, most likely into the upper semis, then into the lower semifinals. That is the plan. Let's go. Let us go. As vetoes are underway. ByuN is recharging. He is. He does not sleep. No. ByuN is a degen. A degen. Yeah. Here we go. So we are setting up. So we are going to be setting up here for our next matchup. For that quarterfinals, vetoes are done. Let's go. We are jumping in. I just realized YoungYakov's in-game team. Let's go. Yeah, I hope you're all enjoying yourselves in the chat. I hope you're all enjoying. Again, I apologize for the shaky start to the stream, but regardless, hope you're doing well. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Amygdala, we have the German Protoss player, the blue Protoss representing Streamer Zone. It is Jumi. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the red Zerg player himself, currently teamless, and I guess also representing EWC. It is YoungYakov. Oh my god. Ay. And if you're in the chat, predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. No. As we might be interrupting something here. I don't know. Oh my. Jumi, he's gonna try to sway YoungYakov with his wiles. Calm down, Jumi. Calm down. So there we go. We're getting into our next game. Going to be getting into Amygdala as our first game of the series. Jumi, he offers the cheese. And YoungYakov, he's not having any of it. He's sleepy. He's tired. As he's sleepy, Jumi, he looks at him. See, this is how Zoomers communicate nowadays. You think, like, people, they don't text anymore. They text with emotes. That's how they speak. They just emote at each other. Let's go. 4 a.m.? 3 a.m. in the morning. Yo, by the way, shout to all the Europeans that compete in our tournaments, by the way. This tournament is more catered towards the NA and Korean region. Our Tuna Cup is more towards European friendly time zones. So I know it can be quite late depending on where you are in the world. So shout out to Jumi, shout out to YoungYakov, shout out to Nicoract, Nikic earlier as well. Gerald, Shameless. It's, again, not the best time in Europe, like time zone wise. So big shout out. Very passionate players. Passionate players. Passionate, but also all animals as well. Oh my god, as YoungYakov, he does rush into a very fast Evo chamber. Yeah, fast Evo chamber here out of YoungYakov. Meanwhile, yeah, 2-gate opener here. Wait, no, no Cybercore. Sorry, I apologize. Gate expand into gateway into delayed Cybercore? Wait, what? I just assumed that was a Cybercore. My apologies. But YoungYakov, he notices, and now we notice as well. It was a 2-gate opener. What is happening? Okay. So first things first. Fast Evo Chamber, we were about to get into the fact that this is just really fast pulse on melee into Ling Hydra. Most likely as a composition, as YoungYakov will be skipping his Roach Warren. Meanwhile, Jumi with a crazy build himself. Again, like a weird kind of amalgamation 2-gate opener. Tech is hidden behind this. YoungYakov, he does not confirm the tech. It is going to be a Stargate opener. But even again, YoungYakov confused and concerned as to what's happening. I am as well. Crazy, man. Crazy. Zero does go down. Oh no, the emotes, Pappy, the emotes. Not like this. I mean, they're good friends. Oh, I should also emphasize, for those that are curious, YoungYakov is the player that Jumi went to when Eva was nowhere to be found. Eva and Jumi, the drama, baby, the truth. That now it all makes sense. Of course. How could I forget the history? But Jumi and Eva, they used to be 2v2 partners. And then one day, Eva, he found Jumi laddering 2v2 with YoungYakov, and he left him, baby. He left him for another Zerg player. The drama. So there was the breakup between Jumi and Eva, and the union between Jumi and YoungYakov, the affair, if you will. Oh no. Now it all makes sense. Yes, YoungYakov was the mistress that Jumi found instead of Eva. Ay. God damn it. As YoungYakov does hit the natural shield, but he's not ready. The Stalker should be going down, but the Oracle does pop out just in time. Yeah, nice re-wall. Nice secondary wall behind this. YoungYakov pulls away. Gonna be a Twilight Council follow-up here from Jumi. Twilight Council into Forge, into +1 and Blink. I thought I now was that Ebo was cheating. True. It's look. I think they were both cheating on each other, and then they both found out. There's layers. There's layers to the drama. There's layers to the affair. Oh no. The tension is real. As Jumi, he's going for his lair. As I did mention, +1 melee, so mass Ling into most likely Hydra, so Ling Hydra tech out of YoungYakov. Jumi just now moving out. He's been forced to stay back at home with the Oracles up until this point. Now he can be active. Truly K-drama. If this was a proper K-drama, then it would be like Jumi cheating on Eba, but Eba was also like in the hospital for cancer. Like, oh no. Someone has to be in the hospital. Someone has to have like a life-threatening disease in the midst of all the drama. As YoungYakov looking for another way in. Yo, shout out to Jay Paralyzed in the chat. God, Bobby God. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Jay Paralyzed, for the Twitch Prime for 2 months. Thank you so much for the support. We do appreciate it. As we are stepping into our next game, or into our quarterfinals, I should emphasize. Coming into this, 4th base is on the way, and I assumed it was going to be Ling Hydra, but no, we're going into Roaches, we're going for an infestation, but we are taking up into Something very different. Nidus Swarm into Swarm Host? Question mark? What's happening? What is going on? Oracle's going to be forced back. We don't often see Swarm Host play against Blink Stalker, so I'm a little bit concerned here for what YoungYakov is bringing together. Invisibility is done. Yep, Swarm Hosts are on the way. So going Ling into Roach into Swarm Host here. Risky maneuver out of YoungYakov. YoungYakov, he will save his expansion, just barely. Jimmy has no idea what's going on. He has not scouted the main base at all this game. Jimmy has no idea. Someone needs to play music. Yes, yes, yes. It's going to be the scene amongst the cherry blossoms with the violin. Let's go. As Jimmy does break out, as he breaks out, Nidus across the map. Jimmy moving in. Takes down one, takes down 2 queens. Oh, just the one for now. Hatchery goes down. Massive pickoff. Jimmy takes down the 4th. Dives into the main base, but the Nidus is about to finish. The Stormers are on the way. Stasis is denied. Stormers, they pop out. Locust Wave into the natural. And Jimmy, not quite ready for this. Does have the Colossus. Oh, 2 Colossus in position. Oh my god. Despite that, 12 probes go down. The economy is being crippled. The Nidus is found. Forced to recall. Jimmy does defend, but at the cost of the entire mineral line. 13 probe kills, insane damage. But does defend. That could have been so much worse. Colossus, they happen to be in position. Adepts across the map. They don't quite make it into the mineral line. YoungYakov is keeping up. Backup Nidus Storm this time gets found by Jimmy. We've spoken about this in the past, but Nidus play is less effective against Stalker-based play just because of the mobility of the Protoss army. Stalkers are able to blink across, able to catch up and keep up with these Nidus worms. Now the Nidus here towards the north side. You can see Jimmy rotating. Building up to quadruple, even up to 5 Colossus, quintuple Colossus 5. That's too much. A little bit of overkill. We have Lings going for the expansion and a Nidus Worm here. Nidus Worm. A Locust Wave into the natural once again. Jimmy, he races on over. He gets here just in time. Despite that, it is going to be 6 probe kills. 6 workers go down. Nexus is going to be cancelled. Is denied. Now Jimmy does have a death ball of an army, but he's looking for a main fight, and so far he's not getting it. Just non-stop harassment here from YoungYakov. Nice one goes down. Jimmy racing back over. He's in position. Oh! Gets 1, gets 2. Gets all 3, getting up to 4. Yeah, massive pickoffs here. The Stormers are going down. They trade against some of the Stalkers. They do get 1 Colossus. Not the worst trade, but that was a little Stormers going down, and that will trigger a counterattack. Here we go, Jimmy. He's had enough waiting, had enough defending. He will counterattack. He's got 4 Colossus. Mass Blink Stalker. And I'll be honest, I don't think YoungYakov can survive this. He does have Vipers on the way. The Vipers will help. But this is a massive army. Jimmy's moving in. We got Slow Banes rolling forward. We do snipe 1, 2 Colossus. Very nice abductions. Does about 3 Colossi. There's 1 left. Gets 1 more abduction. Oh my god, barely does get it. Takes down another Colossus, but is that enough? There's still Stalkers left over, still the Immortal as well. It looks like YoungYakov, he does have enough to defend. It barely breaks through the main army. Takes down the Colossus. Stasis goes off. Doesn't matter. Chases down the Immortal. Yakov, he holds, he defends, he survives. And he even does preserve one of his Vipers. The Viper does survive here, building up more Roaches, building up more Swarm Hosts. Jimmy, that was all he had. He was basically all in. He had 5 Colossus, he had built up towards 1 Death Ball of an army, that's all he had. And behind this, he's down on bases, down on workers, down on economy. Jimmy can't quite sustain himself. And Yakov is moving in. Yakov, he's not slowing down. Okay, it was a clutch defense. I'll be honest, if it wasn't for the Vipers, that would have been game. If it wasn't for the Vipers, that would have been game then and there, but he abducted every single Colossus. Very impressive. Stormhurst, they're here, they're back. He wants the natural. Por favor. Dives in. He does eviscerate the mineral line. Takes down every single probe. Here comes the main army. Bathing speed this time is done. Let's go bathing speed. Storm finishing up in 5 seconds. Finishing up in 3. 3, 2, Storm is done. Lands the storms. Those are the only storms that were left. Viper, that awkward abduction. Disruptors, they don't get a shot off. And YoungYakov, he overwhelms. He snowballs out of control. He breaks through the defensive line. And YoungYakov, he has done an intense game here, but GG gets called. Very back and forth. And YoungYakov, he will take game number 1. Whew, GG. GG, well played. Again, YoungYakov, as we did mention, Jimmy was completely all-in with that push, and alas, YoungYakov, he shut down the all-in. He was able to break through and reset the Colossus count, and from that moment, there was nothing left over. There was nothing left over for Jimmy. It was all that he was building up towards, just because he had no economy either. I should also emphasize that in the lead up to that point, we saw that YoungYakov, he was denying the 4th base over and over and over again, just making sure that Jimmy didn't have an economy to sustain a longer game, and GG. GG, well played. Getting into game number 2. Here we go. As we're getting into that second game, and we'll see if Jimmy can bring it back. As game 2 is going to be on Persephone. Oh boy. Meanwhile, we have some other updates in the brackets. Shameless takes down a home 2-1. Shameless up against Gerald in the quarterfinals. We have our match, of course. SHIN still up against Nicoract. And we saw ByuN waiting in the semis. Here we go. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Persephone, we have the German Protoss player, the blue Protoss representing Streamer Zone. Down in the series, we'll see if he can bounce back and force the ace match. It is Jimmy. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the red Zerg player. We have the red Zerg himself. Leading the series 1-0. It is YoungYakov. Oh no, they're communicating once again. What are they saying? Jimmy, he starts off with the adjutant. It's who's crazy. And YoungYakov, he hands him some cookies. Are those cookies? I think? Yeah. Yeah. What does that mean? Do we have any Zoomers in the chat that can translate? Do we have any? Oh no. Jimmy's like, you're crazy, Papi, and YoungYakov, he's like, have a snack. Aye. We do need to translate. Ah. And then Jimmy says hello. Surprise. And Yakov responds with a nuke. Lemon style? Okay. I'm curious, what is Lemon? So Lemon is a Taiwanese Protoss player. He's a Taiwanese Protoss. He does have some more unique playstyles, that is true, but I'm not entirely certain as to what they're referring to specifically. Lemon, he has been known to play... sorry, let's go say Immortal Drop. Archon Drop into Immortals, true. But I wouldn't call that Lemon style. I'd say that's like Polish style. I know the Polish Protoss players did popularize that. So we'll see. We'll see what Jimmy has in store for us. We'll see if it clicks with how Lemon does play. Really, this is when we find out he's not making a reference to the player Lemon. He's actually talking about something completely different. He's something completely different. Oh, as Jimmy hiding his probe on the right hand side, going for the ninja base? No shot. Jimmy, he is hidden at the gold. Stargate opener for the time being. Keep an eye on Jimmy. What's the plan? What's going on? As we are setting up. As we are setting up here. Meanwhile, YoungYakov taking his third, still droning, still trying to figure out what's going on. Does go in with the Overlord Scout. He will confirm the Stargate. Jimmy has yet to make use of the probe. Not yet. He may try to fake out a 2-base all-in and take a ninja base instead and try to force an overreaction. That would make the most sense in my mind. Yep, Void Ray Opener. Void Ray Opener will hunt down the Overlord. And does he go for the ninja? Does he go for the gold? Meanwhile, YoungYakov, he's massing up lings. That's a lot of lings. 14 lings on the way. The lings are moving out. Jimmy, yep, there we go. He does go for the gold. So this Void Ray Opener is designed to make it look like a 2-base play. So the goal here is to make it look like he's playing 2-base. By going for the Void Ray, by hunting down the Overlord, denying vision, making it look like he's teching. Meanwhile, Yakov moves out. There's a full wall. There's a full wall so far. Yep, he's checking for the third. He checks for the third base. There is no third. And based on this Void Ray Opener, he can't confirm if there's tech or not. He doesn't know what's going on. Yeah, links are denied. Gold base getting up and running. Now this looks like Glaives. This is a Twilight Council without a Forge, and a really early Twilight Council as well, so I'm leaning towards Glaive Adepts. I say that the double expanding! Oh my god, Jimmy! Okay, so he's not faking 2-base play. He's still getting the third. As a fourth, by the way. This is insanely greedy. And he's going into charge, not Glaive. What is happening? I mean, charge makes sense. Why does it make sense? No gases at the natural, and he will have a boosted economy because of the gold. This is very Haas-esque. Not Lemon, very Haas. If you recall, Haas, he popularized a style where he would mass expand and delay and deny his gases, I should say, and just go mass mineral and just go mass charge, or just overwhelm and go for this swarm toss style of mass gateway army. Yeah, massive gateway explosion. Again, Jimmy taking full advantage of that gold, going mass charge lot. It's just basically a charge all in. No forge, no upgrades, no +1, no gases, just pure zealot. Okay. Okay, let him cook. I mean, the build makes sense. The build does make sense. That's why he can afford this as well, because he's not making any, or he's not taking any gases. He's not throwing down like a forge. He's not wasting or spending resources in tech. Instead, in just pure gateways. Look at this massive gateway explosion. But before we can get into those gateways, YoungYakov is going for his own walk across the map. Takes down the Oracle. And the problem, the gateways are not done. The gateways are still not done. The bank here is still building up. Jimmy's in trouble. Jimmy, he's vulnerable. Yakov, he's going for a walk across the map. He's waddling in. The Queens, the Roaches, the Ravagers. Does move in. Takes down the shield battery. Oh. Takes down the shield battery. Files a collapse. Again, Jimmy's not ready. Jimmy, he's caught with his pants down. Again, he was almost able to get into his build. He needed a little bit more time. I say that. Zelda did move in for a counterattack. Warping it across the map. Jimmy going for the base trade. He will lose the expansion. Warps in more Zealots defensively. Meanwhile, catching out drones, catching out queens. Causing chaos, wreaking havoc. Yeah, there's no roaches back at home, but Lings, they bust into the mineral line. Ravager's getting caught. Probes are falling. That's a lot of dead workers. 11 probes going down. But the gold is still a factor. The gold is still a factor, and Zelsa trade well against these roaches. And Jimmy, has he done it? These things are not doing much across the map. Meanwhile, back in the bases here of YoungYakov. Roaches are going down. He's stuck on a one-base economy. Zelsa busts into the mineral line once again. Queens, they race back. 24 drone kills. And Jimmy defends. Jimmy here defends back at home. Still getting more damage. And he still has the gold base. That's the problem here. If it wasn't for the gold, then YoungYakov would have this. But Zelt's overwhelming. Yeah, Jimmy, he's done it. He will overwhelm. He can still reinforce. He can still warp in. He catches out all the Ravagers. There's no escaping these Zealots. And what do we have to defend? We have 8 roaches. 8 roaches to defend. Zelts, they go for the Roach Warren. Aye, aye, aye. Yeah, Roach Warren goes down. Massive pickoff. Zelts, they pull away, going for the third base. Prism here at the natural. The expansion's going to go down. Now, YoungYakov, he's being given time to build up an army, but he's still going to be losing another expansion here. He will lose the hatchery. Jumi, he pulls away. Still reinforcing, warping in even more zealots. And he's coming in for the surround. He comes in from behind. The mass zealot, Yakov, get out of here. Yeah, he gets caught down. He gets surrounded. He gets locked down. There's the one bile, doesn't connect, and Jumi, he overwhelms the army. Takes down all the roaches, takes down the queens, and YoungYakov, he will never know. He will never know, and hopefully he doesn't find out. GG gets called. As Jumi pops off, and he will tab the series 1-1. We are going to the ace match. Whew, GG, that was disgusting. GG, well played. Alas, YoungYakov, unfortunately, he was doing a lot of damage, but he didn't realize that the goal base was taken. Very well hidden build here by Jumi, opening up Void Ray, skipping the gases, going for mass gateway explosion into charge lots. YoungYakov, he was able to punish Jumi and killed a lot of probes. He got a lot of damage, but it wasn't enough. It was not enough. The goal base, it sustained Jumi's all in. GG. GG, well played. And with that, we're getting into game number 3. We're getting into the ace match. Let's go. Whew. Let us go. And spawning in the top right hand corner of Sandworm, we have our German Protoss player, the blue Protoss, representing Streamer Zone. It is Jumi. The charge lots. He's saying charge lots. Good unit with the thumbs up. I understand the Zoomer speak. And YoungYakov, he says, no, thumbs down. Bad, Jumi. Never do that again. You're an animal. And then Jumi says, oh, but you're playing, that's even worse. Why are you playing Zerg? No one plays Zerg anymore. What are you doing? Bad, Zerg. No. In the bottom left corner of we have the red Zerg player, with the red Zerg player himself being forced into the ace match. We'll see if we can bring it back. It is YoungYakov. Let's go. Jumi say minerals. Goated. Terran also goated. They're swole. Terran, they take creatine. They're on the gear. In the rear. There you go. And he also throws down the spray as well, the doggo face. This is the most Zoomer series that we've casted in a very long time. It's crazy. It's crazy. We're settling it. We're settling in. So far, hatch gas pool, standard opener out of YoungYakov. Oh my god. Almost takes down the probe. And now we can focus on our game. And welcome one and all to Sandworm. Sandworm, oh my god. Jimmy, he's like, why'd you attack me with the probes? Do you not have love in your heart? Yakov with the plus sign. Jumi with the thumbs down. That I don't understand. That I oh no. Jumi, he's gonna kill you. This is getting into more complex Zoomer speak. This is becoming more abstract. I don't. God. No. I've reached my limits of understanding. I'm too old. Now though, I'm going to be settling in. Again, it is a standard opener here out of YoungYakov. It does open up with his third base. Meanwhile, Jumi across the map going for his own Stargate opener. What I was getting at though, welcome one and all to Sandworm. Sandworm is a smaller map, but shorter rush distance by ground. Aggression is favored on Sandworm, but there are some defensive features like these ramps, like these points of elevation, likewise like these center dragon's teeth, and the rocks as well. So the terrain can make this a little bit of a longer game state. We'll see how our players will approach this. For now, everything's looking normal. Once again, a Void Ray opener out of Jumi. I do really like that he's going Void Ray 2 games in a row to make it a little bit more difficult for YoungYakov to scout, but also to make the build look similar, to make it look the same. To make it more difficult for YoungYakov to figure out what's going on. Meanwhile, we do see YoungYakov moving in with 2 overlords. He's got one towards the left, one towards the right. Void Ray can get one, but not both. Jumi, he's getting caught out. Does get caught. Likewise going for another Adept. That fourth base is a genius move because it makes the expansion pattern look really normal. Yes, I do apologize if you missed it during the cast, but we were trying to emphasize that the reason why he could afford the fourth expansion, if you recall, we did emphasize that the gases weren't taken at the natural, there was no forge, there was no +1, so there were in a way excess resources that could be spent elsewhere to essentially hide the build, right? To hide and to preserve the build. It all made sense. Oh, meanwhile, we're rushing into a Templar, sorry, into a Fleet Beacon. Okay, so Jimmy does open up Void Ray, followed by the Fleet Beacon into most likely Mothership Rush. We could see a second Stargate, or this could be Mothership into Tempest with a ground-based composition. It is not uncommon to... Oh, no, there we go, we have confirmation. I was going to say, it's not uncommon to try to fake out Skytoss, to force an overreaction, to force out Aspire, to force out Corruptors, and then move in with a ground-based army. But with the second Stargate, this should be a commitment into Skytoss. So Jimmy's rushing into Tempest or Carrier, +1 air attack is on the way, and it's going to be on YoungYakov to confirm. For now, Void Ray does dip in. He's zoned away here by the Queens. Yakov, he does hold his own. There's going to be a Carrier rush here from Jimmy. Lings, they don't quite check the natural. If they see the natural, they can see the researching Cybercore, and they do confirm. Yeah, big scout here from YoungYakov. He does get eyes on the research, he knows. So he sees +1 air attack. Behind this, YoungYakov, he already has his gases on the way. Lair is almost done. And from here, we can work towards either a Hydrogen or a Spire. Oh no, Jimmy! Jimmy! Stay with us, Pappy. Stay with us. Oh no! Oh god. It's been a really unfortunate day today. For those who remember, Nikic, he was having some latency issues previously, and it looks like Jumi is also having latency issues as well, or connectivity issues. So a shaky day for European internet. Jimmy and Nikic. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. We're more than happy to resume from replay if we need to. We can rehost the lobby and set back up if Jimmy does disconnect. We're more than happy to accommodate, of course. As it looks like Jimmy's internet might be going down. Oh my god. But yeah, it's been an intense series so far, and it's great that we've made it all the way to the ace match. I do hope that we're able to get Jimmy back, and that it isn't a forfeit or a walkover. Again, I'm sure Jimmy is going to be doing the best he can to try to get his internet back online, but sometimes it's just out of our control, right? Like, it's just, you know, smooch. Smooch, pappy, smooch. Hello, ahoy, pappy, ahoy. As yeah, internet has gone down, and we'll see if we can get Jimmy back here. How are things looking back? Praise. But it looks like we might just be going on a short break here. I guess catching up when it comes to the rest of the bracket, the rest of any of these updates here. Looks like we do have SHIN. SHIN takes down Nicoract 2-0. So SHIN is waiting for the winner of the series. Again, ByuN is waiting for the winner of the lower quarterfinals match as well. So we're kind of nearing the end of the broadcast. We're getting closer to those semifinals. I do have confirmation Jumi is restarting his modem. He's trying to get his internet back online. So it looks like we will be taking a couple of minutes break here. We're going to be going on a short break, and hopefully we can come back with the remainder of Jumi and YoungYakov series. Fingers crossed, happy fingers crossed. So we'll see you guys soon after the break. And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Whew, we made it, we made it. Of course, we were counting down the walkover timer, but Jimmy, he is here. He is back. For those that are maybe tuning in during the break, for those who don't know, we were in the middle of game 3. We were in the middle of the ace match, but Jimmy's internet cut out, and we've been patiently waiting for it to return, and it's back. Whew, the internet is back. Jimmy has returned, and now we can get back into the final game of this series. We're here to conclude and to figure out which of these two players will make it to the semi-finals. Let's go, baby, let's go. We are currently recovering, resuming from replay, and then we can jump back into where we left off. Oh boy. So thankfully, no walkover. No walker is being issued. We can embrace this. We can jump in. Let's go. We get back into a game. Now, for those that recall, we do have our hidden tech here. We're rushing into carriers. That's a big thing here from Jimmy. He is rushing into Sky Toss. Meanwhile, YoungYakov is unaware of overlords are being hunted down one after the other. Ooh, a lot of overlords going to be falling here to the one Void Ray, getting 6 kills already. This is the 4th overlord. The 4th overlord goes down. Massive pickoffs. Meanwhile, YoungYakov back at home, he is going to be opening up with his own lair, going for his own spire behind this, getting to roach play, getting to +1 range, checking Jimmy's vision. Jimmy, he does not see the hidden tech, not behind the mineral line. Now, if you remember, YoungYakov, my apologies, I misspoke. I was talking about how YoungYakov didn't scout the main. He didn't scout the main, but remember, he saw the researching +1. He saw +1 air attack, so he knows that Sky Toss, as this is a tell, so he was already aware. He's already aware that Sky Toss is coming. That is what prompts him to throw down the spire. Oracle gets hunted down. Nice pick up here by YoungYakov. Yakov taking a 4th base. Still being active and just building up his army, just getting ready back at home with his queens, with his roaches. As you can see, he's making more queens, getting up to 6, getting up to 7 queens. To buy time as the carriers, they have arrived. Carriers are moving back. We don't have the Prage emote. Once I started Praging, I was like, we should get a Prage emote, like a duck Prage. That would be nice. 100%. As carriers, they move in, looking to deny the expansion. There's a cancel. More carriers on the way. Now we're going from mass carrier into mass charge lots. We have a massive gateway explosion here for Jimmy, going into Archon Storm, and mass zealot is all on the way. But these carriers are looking for a little bit more damage. You see YoungYakov taking the center fort, going for the gold. Perhaps they shed into the mineral line. Corruptors are building up. Yeah, Corruptors, they have arrived. Corruptors have arrived. More Ling Roach building up as well, knocking down those rocks, gaining access to the gold base. And again, thankfully, YoungYakov has not neglected his ground army. He's still building up Lings, Roaches. We have Drop Lords on the way for some drop play. Let's go. Or potentially, I should say, to move out with the Queens. That makes more sense here. YoungYakov, he does dive into the main base, going for charge. Charge done in 10 seconds, but it's not going to finish in time, just barely. It's going to be sniped. Massive pick of charge is denied. And suddenly the ground support, the ground army here for Jimmy is that much weaker. He's got slow lots. He's stuck with slow lots. Storm just began. Drop lords have arrived. Oh, going for the carriers. He gets 1. Takes down 1. Just the 1 for now. That was an expensive trade for YoungYakov. That was 6 corruptors for 1 carrier. Here come the queens. The queens into the main. Meanwhile, Lings and Roaches from the ground headed towards the 3rd base. We have a wall of cannons, a wall of static defense. Queens, they drop in. Creepers being spread. They can transfuse. Oh, 1 queen goes down. Losing 1 queen, losing a 2nd, losing a 3rd queen. Yeah, queens are falling one after the other. But Corruptors, they get on top of the carriers and they're going down as well. Yeah, carry counts being reset. Lings, they get into the mineral line. Roaches, they break down that front door. There's 1 carrier remaining. All the queens will get picked off. Again, that was an expensive drop here from YoungYakov. And he does somewhat get into the mineral line. It's still a little bit shaky though. He doesn't get much done here. Gets a handful of probes. 10 probes go down. The damage here isn't amazing, but it's still damage. I guess what's important is that the carrier count, right? The carrier count was almost reset. In the end, 3 more carriers got picked off. There's 1 carrier left. And Yakov, he pulls away. Now switching into Hydra. So still Ling Roach Corruptor. Getting ready for that switch into a more Hydra-based composition. Moving in once again. He doesn't want to allow Jimmy to recover. Doesn't want to let him build up. Storm is done. Storm is done. Oh, YoungYakov, a little bit of indecision, not knowing where to go. Does he head for the natural? Does he head for the third? Where are we going? Where are we headed? Where are we headed? Oh, defends the dive. No more Sky Toss, just 2 Void Rays and 1 carrier. It's mainly a ground-based army at this point. Because of the opener, the ground army is a little bit lackluster. These are still slow lots, by the way. Oh my, charge is still not done. Yeah, still no charge. Now is the time. Can Yakov move in? Slow lots are moving out. Roaches, they push forward. They take a massive storm to the face. Oh my god. Yeah, brutal storm. And that should activate these zealots. Cybercore gets picked off. Charge is now done. Zealots head towards the mineral lines. Yakov, he races back home. He's not ready for this. Yeah, the bases are under fire. He's going for the expansions. 5th base is going to go down. Massive pickoff, going for the 4th as well. Can he get both? He can, and he will. Both expansions fall. Massive pickoffs. Yakov losing 2 hatcheries, down to 3 bases. Yakov, he's hurting. Jimmy, he's recovering. He's turtling up. He maintained that 3rd, now getting a 4th base. He's got Mass Storm. Jimmy, he's back in this game. Things were looking a little bit dire, not gonna lie, but again, he defended very well earlier at the 3rd. He preserved his army, despite losing charge. Yakov is maxed out, but Jimmy is not too far behind supply-wise, bearing in mind that YoungYakov's supply is inflated. Massive storms on the Corruptors, storms on the Roaches as well. And Jimmy holds. Yeah, Jimmy, he holds. He shuts down this army. Will lose an expansion in the process. True, base was denied. Meanwhile, Zealot Rabbi gets across the map once again, and Yakov, he is hurting here. He still has no bases. He has no economy. He's stuck on a 2-base economy. Corruptors, they come in once again, going for another cancel. And Jimmy doesn't care. Jimmy, he commits. And Jimmy, he can end the game with this push. What is it to defend? Nothing. There's nothing back at home. GG gets called. Jimmy with the comeback. He recovers. The internet is stable, and Jimmy takes the win. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Jimmy, he will take the series at 2-1. And Jimmy, oh, I should actually fix that. There we go. And Jimmy, he will claim the series, will advance on to the semi-finals. GG. GG, well played again. An impressive defense there. Not stable. But impressive defense there from Jimmy. He was able to recover, able to bounce back. Again, able to weather the storm of his opponent despite losing charge, despite losing carriers. I do think that YoungYakov did overextend a little bit by dropping into the mineral line and dropping into the bases. But with that, GG. GG, well played. GG, well played. And here we go. We're getting into our semifinals. Let's go. As we can switch our scenes over and catch up on the bracket. Huh. Here we go. As we have our top 4 players here. Exclamation mark B in the chat to have a look at the back yourselves. Let's catch up on what has been going on. Okay, from the top here, we have SHIN. SHIN took down Nicoract 2-0. SHIN, he is now up against Jumi in the semifinals. Scrolling down, we have ByuN. ByuN took down Rebellion, and ByuN is up against Gerald in the lower semis as well. So I do need a moment to quickly set things up. Here we go. So there's some banter between Gerald and ByuN. Let's go, let's go. Some banter. ByuN saying, you beat me recently, 2-0. Gerald's like, I was lucky, I was lucky. Let's go. ByuN saying, revenge, papi, revenge. Can he get it? So we're going to be covering ByuN versus Gerald first, followed by Jumi versus SHIN. We'll get there, we'll get there. We'll get to that ZVP. As spawning in the top right-hand corner of ley lines, we have the South Korean Terran player, the blue Terran, representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the Polish Protoss player, the red Protoss, representing Streamer Zone. It is Gerald. Here we go. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we settle into our TVP. I also do have to ask ByuN some questions, because if you recall, it was only a couple of days ago where ByuN did actually have the all-nighter into the sort of wedding football match, which did occur on Tuesday. So I want to know what happened. I want to know what the outcome was. Who won the show match? Who came out on top? Team Foreigner or Team Korea? We'll find out. We'll find out. As ByuN does go around the edge of the map, he's coming in with an eBay block, but Gerald, he is in position to deal with this. To shut this down, the boys are being pulled, and Gerald, he will be able to take the natural expansion. Here you go. Now, for those who are curious what we're talking about, basically Monday/Tuesday is when all the open cups are, right? All the other open cups, the regionals. So we had ByuN playing in the the Korean Open Cup, the European Open Cup, and the American Open Cup. And something important about that, we did speak about it at the time during the Pickasaur Monday and during the podcast as well, is that the other Koreans weren't there. Specifically Solar and Hero, and it was because they were getting sleep, they were getting rest. They did not play in the Pickasaur Monday because there was a Foreigner versus Korea soccer match that was going to be played. The reasoning for this is because over the weekend it was Sordov's wedding. Big shout out to Sordov, by the way. Congratulations to Sordov and his partner. They did have their wedding over the weekend, and a bunch of Europeans flew over to be there for the wedding, right? To be there for Sordov. So Lambo, Zanster, Harstem, Spirit, Piotr, a bunch of Rainer as well, Rainer and Petit Drogo, a bunch of foreigners, a bunch of Europeans were in Korea, and because of that, because they were all in Korea, they took advantage of it and they did have a soccer match. The reason why I bring this up, ByuN was an animal and he still played in the Pickasaur Monday. ByuN, he stayed up 24 hours to play in all these online tournaments and then go to the soccer match after that as well. Like, he went full degen. Full degen. They posted about it on Twitter, on Instagram as well, and I want to know who won. I want to know who won that show match, so I'll try to find out. My curiosity is getting the better of me. In my mind, ByuN fell asleep during the game. In my mind, he like passed out like like mid-game. No. ByuN. But now though, we do have our 1-1-1 setup here at a ByuN. Just going for the rack expand into his own factory, into his starport, so standard opener so far. ByuN, he did attempt the eBay block, as we did point out, but it was denied, and Gerald, he will maintain his natural base. Does take his natural. Does saturate behind this, going for his own Twilight Clouds opener so far. Gerald, he does keep up, he does hunt down the Reaper. And one more shot, and the Reaper does fall. Very nice catch here from Gerald. Very nice movement. Behind this is going for Blink, and ByuN, I believe he did scout, he did confirm the tech. So ByuN is aware. Gerald, he has gained map control. He's moving out. Does move out across the map. ByuN back at home. He's set up. Widow Mines are in position. Oh! When the Adept does get caught. Very nice catch. ByuN, he brings down the Adept, getting ready for his own mine drop. He's got 1, 2, 3 Widow Mines being sent across the map. And we'll see what he can get done. Meanwhile, Gerald trying to be active here, trying to catch out any kind of drop play. Gerald, he does spread out his stalkers, and Gerald, he will barely miss the medevac. Ay, he does miss it. ByuN, he breaks through. Widow Mine gets spotted. Meanwhile, it is going to be a 2-gate blink opener into a 3rd expansion. Very greedy build here by Gerald, going for a much faster 3rd Nexus. Mine drop comes in, and Gerald, he does pull away. Does pull away in time. We have ByuN reborrowing. Does reborrow. Meanwhile, the 3rd Widow Mine waddles into the natural. ByuN trying to distract Gerald. Gets 2 probes. Oh, Gerald, he pulls away. Late reaction. Very late reaction. 8 probes go down. Massive connection. ByuN popping off, getting 6 worker kills with that 1 Widow Mine, and suddenly this is worth it. Suddenly ByuN takes an economic lead. Whew. So nicely done here by ByuN. On top of that, he saves 2 Widow Mines. So he gets 8 probe kills, and he only loses 1 Widow Mine. He's still got 2 left here in or outside of the main. And Gerald, he's hurting. Now, bearing in mind that Gerald, he did take a much faster 3rd Nexus, so he can recover, he can replenish that much faster to try to recoup those losses. But ideally, he wanted this 3rd base to take an economic lead, not to catch up economically. So strong start for ByuN. He can always go back in for another drop. Likewise, Raven towards the 3rd base, and ByuN moves out with his main army. This is moving out without his medevacs before medevac production. He's crazy. Very early push here by ByuN. Now, bearing in mind, no stim. This is hyper aggressive, but there is no stim here for ByuN. These are vanilla Marines. The real power behind this push are the tanks. And ByuN, he did see the fast 3rd base, and ByuN is going to try to punish the fast 3rd. Yeah, Gerald's trying to be greedy, trying to cut corners here. Stalkers move out, they miss the army. Tanks, they will siege. And the Nexus is under fire. Gerald coming in from behind. ByuN, he does not know the army where it's coming in from. Base taking a lot of hits. Stalkers, they blink in. He gets 1. Takes down 1 tank. And he should barely get the other. Oh god, it'll take 3 volleys. The Stalkers, they get punished. So many Stalkers go down. And ByuN, he's done it. He's done it. He has broken the expansion. He has broken the base. There's no holding on to this. Raven comes back in. Probes going down. The base falls. And Geralt is being pulled apart. He's just being pulled apart at this point. Ay. Losing bases, losing workers. Here comes our mine drop back into the main. Geralt, he does pull away, but does pull away in time. Whew. Again, this could have been so much worse. But Geralt is on the back foot. He's on the back foot here. Stim is now done. ByuN, he stims in. He gets 1. He gets 2 Stalkers. He wants the Immortal if at all possible. Takes down the Observer. Gets a Sense. Gets everything. Calm down, ByuN. Oh my god. ByuN. Coming in with a double drop. Oh, does threaten to die from behind. Doesn't quite commit. Gerald, he's contained on 2 bases. But again, Gerald, he's hurting. He's stuck on 2 bases, stuck on a worse economy. Being contained. ByuN getting zone 3rd CC on location, building up his Raxes, getting to stim, getting to combat shields. This time, medevacs have finally arrived. Remember, this is all done without medevacs, by the way. That's why it hit so quickly. That's why Gerald was caught out of position or caught off guard. The pants were down. He didn't know they had to be up. He didn't know that. As ByuN, he does start to step in. Depowers the Robo, going for the Robo itself. And looks like he will snipe it. Massive pickoff, takes down the Robo. He does leave the Colossus alone. But just the 1 Colossus here for Geralt behind this, going into Storm. Throwing down his own gateways. But you can just see how quickly everything just snowballed out of control in favor of ByuN. Not stopping, not slowing down. As once again he reinforces, now with more Marauders. Again, he's on a very comfortable 3-base economy. Gerald trying to retake his 3rd. And Gerald, at this point, he's hoping that ByuN makes mistakes. He's hoping for like a juicy storm, or maybe ByuN loading up and going for a Doom Drop and getting his Medivacs caught. Like, there are instances where Gerald can recover, but he's relying on ByuN making mistakes at this point. He's relying on ByuN just overextending or overcommitting, misjudging situation. That is the hope for Gerald. ByuN moves in, takes down the third base, zones away the army, and Gerald just can still not expand. Storm is done. Storm is done. ByuN, he loads up, dropping into the main base. We spoke about this, but the Stalker's not quite in position. There's only 2 Stalkers in the main. The drop is not punished. Forces a recall. And ByuN is still trading well. Still trading well. He still canceled the third. Takes down the Cybercore. Oh, barely not. Cybercore does survive. 9 probes go down. Gerald, he maintains his High Templar army. ByuN pulling back. He pulls back, pulls away. Gerald taking his third, reclaiming his third. Meanwhile, ByuN's working on a fourth. Ay, ay, ay. Here we go. Still moving in. Oh my god, Jesus. Nice storms a zone away. But for the most part, I mean, Gerald, he's running on fumes here. Like, he's doing what he can with the little army he has. I mean, he has potential for more storms, true. EMPs, they pop up, they denied the storms. Ay, ay, ay. Now the EMP lands, storms are coming from behind. Yeah, we land the final storms. Oh my god, ByuN, he does take them to the face, Jesus. He stands in the storms, but he can pull it off. He can still afford to stand in the storms. He takes the storms to the face. He likes the pappy. He likes it. He likes the storms. GG gets called, and ByuN, he will overwhelm. He will take game number 1. Whew, GG. GG will play a very intense, very solid game there by ByuN. Not getting into our next game, into game 2. That's not what I was not the end that I was hoping for, but I have confirmation. I have confirmation here. In regards to the football match. Oh, ByuN got a let's go. ByuN saying that he actually got a goal. Did score a goal, and he's saying that it ended in a draw. It ended in a draw 6-6. So 6-6 did end in a draw. No winner, no champion. But hey, ByuN scored. Let's go. Impressive. But here we go. We're getting into our next game. We're getting into game number 2, and spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of El Dorado, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran, representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner here of El Dorado, we have the Polish Protoss player. We have the Red Protoss representing Streamer Zone. It is Gerald. Is the next map Jungle Maze 2? Este Patches. Ay, ay, ay. Good to see you, Patches. Good to see you. Unfortunate that we weren't able to catch your games earlier, but I hope you had a great time playing Jungle Maze 2. Este Patches. Hope you enjoyed your time with Freddy, with Lily and their kids. SMH. SMH, my head. But good to see you, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. ByuN's so dominant. Oh my god. He even scored a goal. Crazy, crazy. Crazy. I'll try to get some more details after this. When it came to the previous game, just as a heads up, just as a reminder, Gerald was greedy. Gerald, he rushed into a third Nexus before his second and third gateway, so it was very greedy from Gerald. And ByuN, once he realized that, it wasn't just about the mine drop did open things up, but that is why he moved out before Stim, before Medevacs. Remember, he moved out with like, I want to say 15 vanilla Marines and 2 tanks, and he got across the map unscouted. The reason why it was unscouted is because Gerald was busy scrambling to defend against the drop play, against the Widowmine drops and the Raven harass. Oh my god. As Gerald does take the center expansion. Let's go forsake the unnatural natural. Successful eBay block here by ByuN. Oh my god, he cancels, he does rebuild. Okay, so a bit of a shaky start here, but Gerald, he will claim his actual expansion. Thankfully, he does deal with the eBay block somewhat. Does cost him, definitely does cost him some minerals, but will claim it nonetheless. Does claim it. Again, not uncommon to be forced to expand elsewhere because of the eBay, but because ByuN did cancel so quickly, and because he didn't leave the eBay there, it allowed Gerald to rebuild, to retake. So Gerald, now he's looking more comfortable. Now he's not forced to expand or forced to defend out in the open, and ByuN, he will confirm. You see ByuN, he does confirm. He's like, hold up, what happened? Where's the base? Yeah, the base was cancelled. And ByuN confirms it was retaken. So ByuN does confirm. Getting zoned away. It is going to be a Twilight Council opener here out of Gerald, and ByuN does confirm this as well. He's aware of the tech. Into Blink. So ByuN pokes in, pulls away. Behind this, getting into zone natural on the high ground. And settle into zone 111. Once again, getting into a Widowmine drop. We have how many mines? We have 1, so it'll be 2 Widowmines here from ByuN. Getting ready for his drop play. As ByuN does pull back. Meanwhile, Gerald, he's on how many gates so far? 1 gate setup. Does he go for another fast Nexus? Or does he play it safe? Bearing in mind, on El Dorado, the rush distance by ground is shorter. True. Shorter rush distance by ground. Gateways are on the way. Gateways are on the way. Adept gets shut down here in the mineral line. And here comes that mine drop. Mine drop alongside Raven Harass. This is a very similar opener that ByuN had in the previous game. This time there are only 2 Widowmines. Last game it was 3. So only 2 Widowmines getting into the main base. Gerald, he does pull away in time. He does react. And so far no major damage. ByuN, he picks back up. Oh, there's no real way to hide here in this corner of the map, so he does unload. Oh, the juggling. Does re-burrow, unburrow, doesn't waste his shots. There we go, 1 probe goes down, denied mining time, and 1 more probe is going to fall. ByuN, he will save 1 of those Widowmines. Does save 1. Will boost away. And what's important here is that the damage was done was not worker kills, but lost mining time. There was a lot of mining time that was lost in the main. ByuN does pull away. Behind this, Raven does rally out. And we do see ByuN settling in back at home, getting into early tank production, early bio army once again. This is a very similar setup, getting into early tank production here from ByuN. Meanwhile, how many gateways? This time we do see Gerald, he takes his gases. So it's going to be a 2-gate setup into earlier gases, into Colossus production before expanding. So this time, much safer and much more tech-heavy from Gerald. Oh my god. I mean, I stand by what I said. This is safer here just because he's staying on 2 bases longer. He is taking up faster into Colossus, but the 3rd base is going for the center gold. This I was not expecting. This is crazy. I've never seen a Protoss expand quite like this on El Dorado, but he mined through the center patches to gain access, and now he's mining through the back mineral line here to, of course, saturate the gold base, but a very greedy. Okay, I see you. I mean, the Colossus production is on the way, and once he gets up to 1, 2, 3 Colossi, he can maintain that base quite easily, even without much of a ground army. ByuN is unaware. ByuN, he has not scattered this. He does take over the Xel'Naga at least. And ByuN, the drop is moving in. And ByuN, it looks like he will confirm. Medevac gets hunted down, but he does get eyes on the expansion, on the Nexus. So ByuN knows. And he has a massive army. And similarly to the previous game, what do we see here? We see a move out before Stim. Stim is going to finish up in around 20 seconds. And it might finish up in time for the push. So ByuN is moving out. Does move out Stim and getting closer to completion. Combat shields is a further ways off. There we go. Stim 10 seconds away. Stalkers, they come in from behind, they catch reinforcements. ByuN, he can get behind the mineral line, he can lay siege upon that Nexus. And Gerald, can he engage here? He does have one Colossus, but the tanks, yeah, they siege up, they can just knock down the expansion. And this is what makes it difficult to maintain this expansion. This Nexus, it's gonna go down. There's no saving this. Scans ahead of time, sees the Colossus. Stalkers, there's just not enough of them. The base goes down, massive pickoff. Gerald, he doesn't get away with it. Blinks in, doesn't get the tank. Oh no, he doesn't get the tank. He doesn't get the tank. Ay, ay, ay. Not like this. Gerald trying to retake a third. ByuN, he rotates. Gets to the other side. And Gerald's in a rough position. He does have 2 Colossi, that is true, but again, he doesn't really have much support. And ByuN, he sims in. He will deny the third once again. Mine drop, sorry, auto turrets, they do hit the mineral line once again. 4 probe kills. And he pulls away. Does pull away. Takes down the spotter pylon. ByuN, he evacuates, and Gerald, he is hurting here. Desperately trying to retake that third. ByuN getting his own third on location. Oh, Gerald catching reinforcements, gets a medevac. Very nice catch. Takes down the medevac. Did I say one? He might get another. Oh, we get distracted. Oh no! Oh, the bait was real. Does get baited by the medevac. Massive shots going off. Gerald looking for another way in. He is spotted. ByuN, he sims, he punishes. Forces the blink. ByuN pushing right into the natural. Colossus out of position. That is Nartosis pylon. Takes down the shield battery, pulls away. Mine shall say pop off. And ByuN, he shouldn't get much done here. He gets a shield battery and forces to pick up. Okay, picks up, pulls away. Gerald, he defends. He's keeping up with the main army. Meanwhile, we have a second army getting ready to push in towards that third. Gerald's getting fully saturated. You can see Gerald's ready for a drop in the main instead. Oh, Raven gets caught out. Gerald taking a 4th base, but ByuN's main army is pushing in. And again, there's nothing to defend. He sees. Yeah, he sees, he knows. Going for the Nexus. Does force a cancel. Gerald, he rotates. The base is already under fire. Mine shall say pop off, and ByuN, he's boosting into the natural at the same time. Tanks are gonna fall. Gerald, he defends the third, but what about the natural base? There's not much damage being done here though. Gets 6 probes so far. Takes down the gases, takes down the pylons. Can he go for the rowboat? Can he go for the bait? He cannot. ByuN looking for another way in. Tempting, I'm sure, to dive on these Colossus. They're on their own. They're naked. They're naked, man. ByuN getting its 4th CC on location. Still rallying. Catching up the Zealots. Zealots are getting caught out. And ByuN, he's about to max. Because of the faster 3rd base and now the faster 4th, ByuN, he has had the better economy for longer. He's also been sniping bases, sniping workers, sniping key units. ByuN is maxed. He's up, what, 80 supply. Gerald has been struggling to tread water, to survive. And he has been surviving, but he's been contained the entire time. He just hasn't been able to really thrive here in this game. As ByuN has been just hyper-aggressive from the beginning. As a reminder, Gerald was being greedy, taking the third, and was punished for it. And after he lost at third base the first time, ByuN has maintained map control the entire game from that moment. I mean, we speak about this all the time, but TVP is very momentum-based. Even if Maxfax was in that position where he would lose the third base early on, like, it's so difficult to recover from that. After losing a Nexus that early on. And Gerald has been trying to recover. Once again, the fourth is going to be denied. ByuN moving out with the second army. Going the long way around the edge of the map. There's a cancel. And ByuN, he can sneak up on the natural base. He scans looking for the observer. There is none. You have 4 Colossus for Gerald. It's a terrifying army. But it's a small army. Yeah, there's not a lot of supply to work with here. Gateway goes down. Gerald getting distracted. ByuN moves in. There's Nova. Nova's available. They pop off. We graze the army. And ByuN commits. We'll take a storm to the face. Oh my god, storm of the Vikings. Vikings are getting low. But the Colossus are going to go down. He gets 1, he gets 2, he gets 3. Oh, yeah, getting the final Colossus. ByuN stems in from behind, depowers the Robo, gets into the mineral line, and Gerald, he's just pulled apart. He's just pulled apart left and right. Gerald, he just cannot keep up, cannot maintain himself. The storms are good, but not good enough. As that's going to be the third falling. GG gets called, and ByuN, he will claim the series 2-0, advancing on to the grand final. GG. GG, well played. Gerald, he was being greedy. Remember, he rushed into the gold base, rushed into the gold expansion. It was a crazy maneuver from Gerald, but he lost it. He did not maintain that gold, and once he lost it the first time, he had a very hard time claiming a third base, let alone a fourth base as well. He just could not expand. He could not keep up. He was just contained, and he just, yeah, couldn't quite keep up supply-wise, economically even, with his opponent, with ByuN. GG. GG, well played. ByuN will claim the series, will advance on. I can also, but a shout out to Gerald, because Gerald, he fought hard to make it this far. He fought hard to make it to the semis, and I know that it's not the best time at the moment in Europe. I mean, time slot wise, it's very late in Europe. So shout out to all the European players that did compete in today's tournament. Players like Gerald, Nicoract, Shameless, YoungYakov, and even our other semifinalists, Jumi as well. Here we go. As up next, we have the upper semis. SHIN versus Jumi. Let's go. We have a ZVP. Here we go. As SHIN and Jumi are getting ready to face off. Vetoes are done, and game 1 is going to be on Persephone. Oh boy. Persephone, of course, is the map where Jumi did go for... Where Jumi did go for the hidden gold, where he went for the hidden gold base with the fake 4th into mass charge all in. It's crazy. Crazy. Here we go. I'm asking Jumi, what is a lemon build? When I played with Yakov, Lemon, and another Zerg player, we both just played... God damn it. Okay, so apparently Jumi's saying he was gonna play the lemon build. That is an in-game, that's an inside joke. It's a 2v2 joke. Because they played against Lemon in a 2v2, and they played like animals. Basically, Jumi, he said that because he was teammates with YoungYakov. We spoke about this before. The drama of Jumi, you know, abandoning Iba to play with YoungYakov in a 2v2 tournament instead. Or Iba abandoning Jumi, yeah, that's the other way. So Jimmy had to find a replacement player, and he found YoungYakov. And apparently they just aped it up. They stayed on just pure Ling, and they played mono battle basically, where YoungYakov just only made Lings and Jimmy only made Stalkers. So that was the and it worked, and it worked. It did work. That's what he meant when he said the lemon build. So it was not an actual 1v1 build that he was referencing. But here we go, it was an inside joke. And here we go, we're getting into our semifinals, the upper semifinals, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Persephone, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the Red Zerg. It is SHIN. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the German Protoss player, the Green Protoss representing Streamer Zone. It is Jimmy. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is? It is a Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we jump into our final semifinals. Here we go. Now, we already featured Jimmy on this map before. He did go for a crazy build, going for a hidden gold base into mass charge all in without any gases, just pure zealot. We'll see if Jimmy has something else spicy in store for us here on Persephone. Again, welcome one and all to one of the newer maps in the map pool. The gold base is a factor. The healing pad also a factor as well. The rush distance by ground is very direct. It's very direct and very short rush distance by air as well. But there are some quirky features here on the right hand side. Some quirky features. Just catching up with the chat. The Colossi were naked. Shower the Colossi. Oh no. Oh no. I apologize. Next time I'll look away. I'll let them be decent. Buenas noches, papi light. Buenas noches. On random XP. Buenas noches. Now, coming into the semifinals, we have seen SHIN take down Jimmy in the past. He has popped off, he has brought him down, but that has been when Jimmy has been on fire and been looking exceptional. He has to be at his best to bring down SHIN. He can do it, he can pull it off, but he has to be at 100%. So we'll see what level Jimmy is at, whether or not he's well warmed up, and hopefully the internet is more stable coming into the semis. As a reminder, Jimmy, he did end up disconnecting from the previous series and from the previous match, but hopefully everything's okay. Everything's okay. So now we do have a SHIN just going for a hatch gas pull, standard opener into a third base. So standard play at a SHIN. Meanwhile, Jimmy back at home going for his own setup as well, throwing down his initial 2 gates. So an earlier 2-gate opener, Stalker into Sentry, Stalker into Adept. Ooh, with a Stargate in the main. So the Stargate is going to be hidden. It's going to be a hidden Stargate thanks to the Stalker. The Stalker will keep this Overlord pinned. Keep it pinned here at the pillar. And will deny the Scout. Meanwhile, SHIN, he does make an abundance of Lings. We have 14 Lings on the way. And the goal of these Lings should be to force a cancel on the Nexus. Stalker's revealed. Nexus is being taken. SHIN, he does amass Lings. And he moves out. There we go, SHIN, he does move out. We have six more Lings on the way behind this. Gonna be 24 Lings in total. He can try to knock down that Stalker. Yeah, Stalker is going to be under fire. Heals up a couple of Lings. Likewise does head towards the Adept. Adept is going to be surrounded. Stalker likewise under fire. Yeah, nice rounds here from SHIN. He takes down the Adept. He takes down the Stalker as well. SHIN trying to make his way into the natural. And this is getting out of hand. It's getting out of hand. The Oracle is on the way. Remember, the Oracle was late because of the 2-gate opener. Shield battery goes down. And the backup deck is going to fall. Yeah, the backup deck does go down as well. Massive pickoffs. The Oracle will defend the natural. But the gateway still gets picked up. Yeah, massive pickoff. And can SHIN force a cancel? He's got 16 more. Yeah, he will. 16 more Lings on the way. He will force a cancel. A massive Ling flood. Punishing Jimmy. The wall's open. The wall is not a wall. Lings, they flood in. The hero. Don't like this. Don't play like your heroes. As Lings, they bust into the mid-line. Probes are going down, and Jimmy's being overwhelmed. He's being overwhelmed here and now. Probes falling left and right. He wasn't able to wall off in time, and he will lose this throw. That's going to be a kill. A kill, not a cancel. Massive pickup. And SHIN, he's overrunning. He's just overrunning. Ay. Takes down 14 workers. Takes down 14 probes. And SHIN, he's still not done. He still has a massive wave of links waiting outside. And now SHIN can drone. Now, bearing in mind, SHIN, he did cut worker production to make this happen. SHIN was hyper aggressive, and his worker count, his economy does suffer because of it, but it's still better than the economy of Jumi, as SHIN can now drone. SHIN is now droning, is saturating his bases. He still has all these leftover links, so he can still force a cancel on the backup expansion. And from here, SHIN, he can now work on a lair, take gases, drone up and saturate. Now SHIN, he will recheck the expansion. Oracles are ready for it this time. Yeah, the oracles are ready. Void Ray has arrived. SHIN, he has to respect it, he has to pull away. But again, SHIN, he is free to drone. And after the Void Ray gets revealed, he pulls back the Overlords. He pulls back all the Overlords, he races back. He'll preserve whatever he can. And Jumi's moving in. Players on the way here for SHIN. Queens are in position in the main. Queens will zone away. Queens will zone. Oh. Wait, okay, oh god. Okay, calm down. There we go. Queens do zone away. But the fourth base is going to be delayed. Ooh. As the Void Ray is getting a lot of damage done on the expansion. The Queens, they do rock up in time though. He wants the base! He wants the hatchery! Up! Can he get it? Oh my god, that's a kill! That's a kill, not a cancel. Massive pickup. But Jumi will cost him the Void Ray. That is, I would say, worth a hatchery though. Very nice damage. Oracles, they do hit the third at the same time, getting 2 drone kills. Jumi, can he recover? Now, SHIN is still ahead. Like, SHIN, he's still in a better position. He's still on 3 base saturation. He's getting a 4th. SHIN is still looking solid here, but Jumi, it's on him to recover. To bounce back. Jumi, he does resaturate his 3rd base, building up towards Storm, towards Charge. Jumi, he's not out of this yet. Not yet, Papi, not yet. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be difficult. He's stuck at home for the most part. He's on that road to recovery. Lings are denied. SHIN, again, he has to... That 4th base is late for SHIN. Late production, late saturation, late economy. But SHIN is building up into Roach Hydra. Okay. Currently, Roach Hydra, there's no infestation bit yet. But he does have all 6 gases, so he might be primed to... Never mind. I was going to say he might be primed to take up into Lurkers and to get into Hive, but we have Drop Lords on the way and Overlord Speed. We're going for a push. SHIN, he will not drone up his 4th. He's planning to commit with Roach Hydra, with even bringing the Queens over as well. Going for a massive move out. Actually loading up the Lings. Okay. Does load up the Lings, so it's going to be Lings towards the main base and the main army towards the 3rd. Army gets spotted. Jumi is aware. He's getting ready. We have a wall of cannons, shield batteries, static defense, stasis traps. Jumi, he's pretty well set up here. But what about the main? What about the main base? And more cannons on the way here at the natural. Jumi fortifying himself. Turtling up. Storm zones away. Drops are coming in. Storm does force a split. Gateway goes down. And while we're distracting, there we go. The drop into the main base. Now Jumi does have a warp in available. Does warp in. The Oracles are keeping up. Very nice positioning. Storms on the Roach Ravager. Jumi forcing back the army, but alas, the natural wall is falling. And SHIN is getting into the natural. Nice Storms. Storms is running back. There's 1 Storm left. The Immortal Count is still high. Oh my god, a brutal Storm. And Jumi, he's holding. Jumi, he holds on, but the drop comes back in. Oh, the drop comes back. Oh, 23 probe kills. Insane damage in the main. Jumi, he's defending well here on the front lines. But that drop, it's pulling him apart. It's a 27 worker kills. Ay, ay, ay. One Immortal goes down. Just the one. Again, like Jumi, he defends against the main army very nicely, but economic damage was dealt. Like, he's still crippled here. 42 workers left. Sorry, 44 even. And SHIN is reinforcing. SHIN back at home, he's happily mining on 4 bases. SHIN can rebuild, remax, and do that again. And Jumi, the defense barely wasn't enough. He's making 2 immortals at a time, but his economy here is stifled. He's not saturated in the main, not anymore. SHIN rotates. Oh! Does spot the stasis. Does spot the stasis in time. Storm zones. Storm does zone away. Storm does zone. SHIN trying to move in. SHIN pulls away. Oh, he pulls away. He pulls back for now. We're calming down, Pappy. We're calming down. SHIN, he backs off Jumi. He does successfully defend. In a sense, like, again, the damage done was pretty intense. It was 48 probe kills in total. Like, look at that. That's insane economic damage. So, in a sense, Jumi, he holds, he defends, but SHIN has the map. So SHIN, he has a full 4-pay saturation, now getting a 5th expansion, now taking up into Hive, into Lurkers. SHIN's economy has been left untouched, and now he's getting into a greater army, leveling up, getting to the late game, getting into Mass Lurker, getting to Hydra Lurker Viper. So SHIN is refining his army, is getting to that next step. Meanwhile, Jumi, he's still stuck at home with Mass Immortal Storm. Now, this is a very efficient composition, and this can trade well, don't get me wrong, but alas, Jumi, he's still stuck at home, still no 4th expansion, still contained. And here comes another drop. This time, a Roach drop. So Roach drop towards the main base. SHIN likewise being active. And SHIN rotates. Meanwhile, if you're in the chat, fala galera, papiga. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Obrigado. Thank you so much to Cosmos for the massive raid. Thank you so much for the raid. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great ladder session. Hope you had a great time competing against. Oh, the Overlords are getting called out. Massive pickoffs. He gets 1, he gets 2. He gets all 3. Yeah, all 3 Overlords go down. Massive pickoff. Good defense here by Jumi. But the Lurkers are moving in. The Lunkers are moving in. Bom dia, papi, bom dia. As the Lunkers, they slowly gain ground, the Lurker range is complete. Jumi setting up a concave. The mothership has arrived. There's a cloak. And Jumi tries to break out, he tries to push in. Slow zone on the army, storms as well. Storms are slow, but there are so many Lurkers. Jumi, he will break through this. It's not pretty, but he does break the army. Oh my god. The Mass Immortal. He can tank the shots. SHIN does plummet in supply, so a very impressive defense here from Jumi. But again, Jumi's basically all in. Like, Jumi still on 3 bases. Jumi still does not have a 4th. So Jumi breaks out. SHIN is remaxing. He's remaxing, rebuilding, going into Ling Hydra. Jumi knows, yeah, he has to... Oh, trying to regroup. Does try to regroup. Rotating over. Again, it was an impressive breakout. More importantly, it was impressive that Jumi was able to shut down those drops. So we can focus on the main fight. So Jumi, he rotates back over. Lunkers, they're on the high ground. Nice storm. Nice storm on the Hydras. SHIN, he's maxing out. Now, as Jumi's posturing, he finally expands. Finally, finally he can take a 4th base. As Jumi, he dances, he flirts with the army, but again, he cannot commit. SHIN, he breaks out though. He does break left. Breaks left. Lunkers, they do trade well here against the army, but Lurkers will all go down. Oh my god, takes down the High Templar though. Yeah, brutal losses for Jumi, brutal losses. The Lurkers, they overwhelm. And SHIN, he comes in with a pseudo surround. He takes on every single immortal. The immortals go down. The mothership GG gets called, and SHIN, he will break through. He will take game number 1. Whew, GG. GG, well played. A much better surround, much better engage there from SHIN towards the end. Again, Jumi had some impressive fights defensively, but At the end of the day, SHIN had an economy. He had a bank, he could rebuild, he could replenish his army. Jumi could not. Jumi could not replace those losses, he could not replace those immortals. He had lost too much in the lead up to that game state, to the mid game, and GG. GG, well played. SHIN takes a lead, and we'll see if Jumi can recover. Let's go. Let us go. As game 2 is going to be on Last Fantasy. Let's go. Just catching up with the chat. Greetings, command. Ah. Fala galera. Just catching up in the chat. The soup does lie. Oh no. It's starting to tell the truth, Pappy. The soup, it's telling the truth. Oh no. So now getting into our next game and spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Last Fantasy, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the Red Zerg, leading the series 1-0. It is SHIN. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the German Protoss player, the Blue Protoss representing Streamer Zone down in the series. We'll see if we can bounce back. We'll see if we can recover. It is Jumi. Again, it was just a really rough start. Oh my god, we're going for the proxy. I was gonna say it was just a really rough start for Jumi. As a reminder, Jumi, he delayed his Stargate, he went for a 2-gate opener, and SHIN went for a Link Flood. SHIN, he was able to cripple Jumi early on, able to get economic damage and kill the third base. Remember, he lost the third base early on, so that's why Jumi was behind from almost the start of the game. Jumi was being defensive and stuck trying to recover, but now we're loading into a 3-player spawn map, and he's going for the proxy 4-gate. Let's go. But SHIN's gonna scout. SHIN, he sends his first overload towards the left and the second overload towards the right, and SHIN, he will find the pylon, he will confirm the proxy. This is awkward. Ay, SHIN, he sees everything. Oh no, Jumi, he's not happy. Baby rage. SHIN's like, what the hell are you doing, mate? Oh my god. He's like, damn, what am I seeing right now? Nothing to see. Look away, Papi, look away. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just make drones. You'll be fine. Shit. Just make drones. It's fine. Don't make any lings or any queens. As here we go. We have the zealots waddling in, and alas, we have the spine crawler in the main. Again, SHIN, he does not have to protect the natural. There's no need to protect the natural base. Just set up the defense in the main base instead. Spine crawlers in production. Roach warrens on the way as well. And Jumi, he might be able to kill the natural base, we'll say that, but breaking the main is a different problem, different issue, different story. As Zal said, waddling in. Lings, they just ignore the zealots. they just ignore them. Remember, spine crawlers are finishing. So SHIN, he has some defenses back at home. Zealots go straight for the main, and SHIN is going straight across the map. We're going for the base raid. Zealots into the main base, Lings likewise into the main of Jumi. Queen getting in position. Drones, they do drone drill. Nice movement here. They save the queen. Yeah, the queen is safe. The spine call is finished. And yeah, SHIN, he defends. SHIN, he defends. He shuts down the zealots. Meanwhile, there's nothing at home. There's nothing here. SHIN, he will come out on top here in the base trade. Lings, they pick off some workers. The spine crawlers, they maintain themselves. GG, well played. Good luck versus ByuN, and SHIN will claim the series 2-0, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. GG, well played. Unfortunate proxy there from Jumi, as he was seen, he was scouted. SHIN saw everything, so he knew to just abandon the natural, get ready in the main base with the spine crawlers, had some very nice drone drilling and some really nice defense with those workers, and he was able to just end the game with that link counterattack. Even if it wasn't for the link counterattack, he wasn't losing anything to the zealots. The zealots were all shut down, all cleaned up. GG. GG, well played. With that, congratulations, SHIN, he will claim the win. But a shout out to Jumi, because Jumi, he made for some entertaining games, and of course, he also stayed up deep late into the night. It's like, what, 3-4 a.m. in the morning? Stayed up very late here to compete in our tournament. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Big shout out to Jumi. Shout out to Gerald. Shout out to all the European competitors here tonight, as we have our top 2 finalists. Let's go. go. As we are heading over to the Korean server and getting ready for the grand finals. It is going to be a ZVT between ByuN and SHIN. This is going to be a rematch. Again, these two did face off in the finals of the Pickasaur Monday as well. But as a reminder, that was a little bit different. That was a little bit shaky. If you remember, ByuN, he was racing on over to play a soccer match. So ByuN, he all-in and cheesed in a very crazy manner 3 games in a row. And SHIN won. SHIN, he took the 3-0. He took the 3-0. He completely shut ByuN down. But this time, I don't think that ByuN has any other commitments here tonight, so or this morning or this evening, this afternoon. So we should be having more of a back and forth, I would imagine. We go. Okay, just let them know. Just letting them know. Vetoes are underway and we are getting ready for that best of 5 grand finals. Just catching in the chat. 4 a.m. in the chat. Oh my god. 4 a.m. in Europe. Crazy, crazy. Insane. As ByuN would say, SHIN, you're too good. SHIN, nah, my overlords are OP. True, true. Okay. So they're connecting the vetoes. I was like, oh, it's a Pickasaur rematch, guys. Do we get to see crazy builds again? I look at ByuN. ByuN spams Z. Shaking my head. Okay. So vetoes are underway, and we will soon be jumping into SHIN versus ByuN. Again, this is going to be a best of 5 grand finals. Best of 5 grand finals here. And we have confirmation ByuN did sleep. ByuN, so again, ByuN, he usually stays up all night to play in the Pickasaur Monday and the Monday Night Weekly and the Water TV Monday as well. But I have confirmation ByuN is actually well rested today, or a little bit. He said, I was like, did you sleep today? He's like, a little bit. So he has slept for a couple of hours. He has napped. SHIN is not an animal. SHIN, he rises with the sun, sets with it as well. Can confirm. These videos are underway. Daily ByuN sleep check. Yeah. I mean, you never know with ByuN. You never know. Referring to the banter in the Pickasaur. Yeah. I remember the banter. I remember. It's just 3 hours of sleep done for this week. It is. It's done. She's ready. We're good. We are good to go. Until then, if you want to support this tournament while vetoes are being conducted, !Matcherino in the chat, and you'll get a link to the Matcherino page of this tournament. Again, a big shout out to Mark BT for funding this event. big shout out. And thanks so much to all those that are of course getting involved as well. So big shout out to Mark BT, the main sponsor of this tournament. This event is not funded via Patreon. This is funded by a very passionate member of the community. So thank you so much to Mark BT for being able to provide a massive prize pool. We're doing our vetoes, and Shin, they just finished vetoing their maps, and Shin, he's like Sandworm, El Dorado, Amygdala, Ley Lines, and Frost. 5 Terran maps. True. I'm like, true, they are all Terran maps. Oh no. Smooch. Zerg maps don't exist. Ah, no. God. Shin is memeing. He did the same thing during the Rex March Madness. He was telling Rex, how could you pick such a Terran map pool? What's happening? What do I do? And Rex, he was like, shut up and play. He's like, you're here to play, I'm here to cast. Rex, he shut him down. Smurge, papi, smurge. And fun fact, Shin, he won his matches. That was, if you remember, that was Shin. He was in a group with Clem, ByuN, and Cure. I want to say he had like 3 Terrans. He was basically the meme of Shin just surrounded on the couch by Terran players. It was, oh god. But he made it through the group. It was impressive, very impressive. Did make it out of the group, beating Cure and ByuN. He did it just to spite Rex. Just to spite him. Ah, no. Alright, let's go. Oh, they're bantering. Hold on, I gotta get my translations. I need my Google Lens. Alright. What are they saying? Okay, they're just going over their maps. God damn it. So ByuN, he was like, oh, I finished the vetoes. I finished my maps. And Sean's like, you're lying to me. We haven't finished. they're just bantering back and forth. ByuN's like, oh, you're right. Hold on. So they just finished their maps. ByuN was gaslighting Shin. What do you mean? I already finished my vetoes. It's like you didn't finish them. All right, here we go. We're getting into our grand finals. We have our best of 5, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ley Lines, we have the red Zerg player, the red Zerg himself. It is SHIN. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player, the blue Terran representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we jump into our first game of our finals. Let's go. Of course, ByuN and SHIN, they have a long history. They're good friends. That's why they banter a lot. That's why they talk a lot, whether it's in-game, out-of-game as well. That's speaking of. I'll get my phone out to translate. Assuming they're about to get into it. Every time. Oh, he just said "Annyeong." He said "Annyeong." He said "Annyeong." No. Oh no, they're having wordplay. Said "Annyeong." They said "Anaconda." Wait, what? What is happening? As we are moving out, I would appreciate any translation. This is like advanced Korean. I would appreciate translations in the chat. Ah. But I think they were having some wordplay. Shin was like, "Oh, I beat you." It's all good. Settling it. They are using shortened forms. Yeah. I just know they were saying hi to each other. I know that much at least. As now we do our racks expand. Standard opener here out of ByuN. Likewise, Shin going hatch gas pool. Hatch gas pool opener. So I can they're just saying, there's the code. I blanked on a diva quote. They're just saying, show me those skills. They're doing this. The one time that I want to hear diva. I'm sure we'll hear it at some point. Feels diva, man. 3 Brittos move in.
They're in your base, killing your drones.
There you go. There you go. God damn it, Shin. God damn it. As now we're setting up. Hatch gas pool as well. So standard opener out of Shin. Likewise, standard opener out of ByuN. Nothing crazy, going for a 3rd CC for Starport, so economic build here by our Terran player. Nothing out of the norm. Not this time. It's like, thank you, Diva. Thank you for that. Thank you. God damn it. As ByuN is poking in. Again, no major damage, just keeping an eye on Shin, making sure that everything's on the norm, just making sure there's a 3rd base, there's no crazy setup here. Shin going for a Ling Flood though, let's go. So Shin, he does a massive amount, 16 Lings. The goal here is to bypass the Reaper, get across the map, and try to sneak into that mineral line. We'll see if we can pull this off, as Ling production is well underway. There we go, does sneak around the edge, does sneak around the left-hand side. He avoids the Hellions. Hellions are none the wiser. Hellions, they shut down one of the tumors, but Shin, he's making his way across the map. And again, the goal here is to try to get into that mineral line to wreak havoc and to just eviscerate the economy. It's a risky maneuver, bearing in mind that these all could have been drones. So Shin, he does take an economic blow in favor of this. Could have been droning. Ling speed about to kick in. And Shin, there we go, Link Speed does kick in. He's headed for the natural. Hellions, they move. Oh, the Hellions in position. Oh, they move out. Hellions move out. Lings, they move in. Does hit the mineral line, but the Hellions, they're more or less at home. They will defend. They shut down the Lings. No drones go down. Very nice defense here by ByuN. Again, it was a big risk, a big gamble from Shin, and it was not worth it. Shin, he gets 0 SCV kills. And ByuN holds. Now behind this, Shin is going for a lair. He does open up lair before any other tech structure, before any Evo chambers or a Baleen nest. So standard follow-up here out of Shin, and Shin is droning, but Shin, he could have been in a better economic position. This does at least force the Hellions back home. It also forces the Banshee to stay back at home as well. He also got a full scout and confirmed Cloak Banshee, so Shin, he did get some value out of this, but was it worth 10 Lings? That I'm not so sure about. As back at home, Shin, he throws down his spores. Queen's getting in position. There we go. Double Evo chamber into a Baleen nest is going Ling Bane. Well, we do see ByuN splitting off. Banshees towards the right, Hellions towards the left. As Banshees poke in. Oh. Banshees, they poke in. Hellions, they dive into the bases, but last Lings are in position. And Shin holds. Shin, he does hold. Oh, I spoke too soon. 4 drones go down. Getting to 5. 5 worker kills, nice damage out of ByuN. Picks up 5 workers. Hellions, they do race back. So far, so good. Hellions, they race back home. They ensure that the third base is well defended. Behind this, going to its own sim timing. 1-1 upgrades on the way. Settling into the mid game. Meanwhile, SHIN, he's going to be taking up into his own Hydras. Hydra Den a little bit earlier here for SHIN. Taking his gases. Getting up to 6 gases here on 3 bases. Now double expanding. I will say that SHIN's 4th base is late, so he gets his 4th, gets his 5th base as well. Banshees once again, they poke in. They get another 3 drones. Nice damage here by ByuN. Just continuing to just pick off workers. 8 drone kills so far. 9. Almost 10. Almost. Up. And it goes to the Queen. Queen gets picked up. Nice damage. Likewise, denied mining time in the main. Takes on 1 gas and going for another. We'll lose 1 Banshee. But solid damage so far here by ByuN. And he's moving out with his main force. Here we go. It isn't just Hellions this time. 1-1 is finishing up just in time for this move out. He's got 1-1. He has Stim, Combat Shields, Concussive Shell, a Hellbat's Morphin as well. And the goal of this push is to break the 4th base of SHIN. So ByuN is pushing forward SHIN. He does miss the move out. He does miss the army. SHIN, he does have a decent amount of Ling Bane, but not in position. And ByuN sims in. Does push forward. See SHIN getting ready for a surround. Collapsing on the tank. 2nd tank laid to siege, and the 1st tank is going to go down. Takes down the Hellbats, and SHIN, he will hold. Yeah, he shuts down the tanks. Massive tank blow is going off. Nice target firing. Very nice target firing. Oh my god. But SHIN, he will survive. He cleans up all the tanks, and his base is safe and sound. ByuN sims in regardless. Likewise, moving up with the 2nd army. SHIN out of position. Yeah, SHIN, he's caught off guard. He defends against the Feint army, but alas, 5 drones go down. He's going for the hatchery, going for the base. And he's going to get it. There's a final stim. Hatchery goes down. Massive pickoff. And the main army was really just a distraction. And ByuN turning water into wine here. Gets 8 drone kills. Takes out an expansion. Yeah, very impressive. SHIN trying to keep up. Again, just caught with his pants down. Caught unawares. Dropping into the main. Going for another Queen. And GG gets called. SHIN, he is broken. He's pulled apart. And ByuN will take a lead in the series. Whew, GG. Again, SHIN, he was losing drones, losing bases, losing workers, losing queens, losing everything. ByuN just pulling him apart. What I will say is that initially... Oh, sorry, I should fix up... There we go. Fix up the scoreline. But initially, SHIN, he held. Like, initially, SHIN, he was able to keep up with the main army, with the push at the 4th base, but he was completely blindsided by the double drop coming into the 3rd, by sniping the expansion, by getting the queens, getting the workers, and ByuN, he just pulled SHIN apart. GG. Very impressive there by ByuN, as he does take a lead in the series. Whew. Oh my god. Does take a lead. Here, oh my god. But here we go. We're getting into game number 2. What are they saying? Oh no, it's too much. I think are they talking about fish? I'm sorry, are they talking about food? Regardless, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of El Dorado, we have our South Korean Zerg player, the Red Zerg, representing, himself, currently teamless, down in the series, looking bounce back. It is SHIN. Am I crazy? I'm pretty sure they're talking about food. Hold on. Unless they're, like, associating something with food. God, no. I would appreciate any translations of the chat. I would appreciate it. Oh, no. It's too advanced for my Google Translate. But spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the blue Terran player with the blue Terran himself representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN. ByuN can do wordplay very well, so Shin mastered ByuN's wordplay. Yeah, I assumed that. Yeah, I assumed that. That was the chat in game 1. I would appreciate any translations here for game 2, Melissa. I would appreciate it. But for now, though, we're settling in. It is going to be, a bit of a different opener here by SHIN. SHIN opening up Gasless. Let's go. So hatch pull into hatchery. So very greedy build here by SHIN. This is viable here on El Dorado. So first things first, no gas. This is going to be a gasless build. Without gases, we're going for a much faster third expansion. So insanely fast third base here out of SHIN. The reason why you can do this on El Dorado, as you can imagine, how can ByuN harass this base? He can't. Not until he mines through some patches, right? Like, not until he mines through some of these mineral patches. So this base is going to be quite safe against Hellion and Reaper aggression. SHIN in the early game can focus on only defending this ramp with queens. If he can defend this ramp, he protects 3 bases. This is almost like a pseudo pocket base, essentially. And ByuN confirms. ByuN, he confirms, and now the pressure is on ByuN to mine through these patches to try to punish this expansion. And even if he tries to, again, the wall here from third base to natural is also like 1 hex. Like 1 queen is enough to defend this location as well. So SHIN can just evacuate the third base and also defend with purely queen. So link speed is not necessary. SHIN is cutting corners, he's being greedy, and because link speed is delayed for so long, this usually leads into roach play. So you skip link speed and you get into roaches instead. Now at least ByuN is aware. So ByuN is aware, is going for a third CC before starport. Economic build here by ByuN. Does add-on swap here into his own Hellion production. And again, we'll see if ByuN can punish the greed of SHIN. Clem is really good at this. Clem, if you watched EWC, if you watched the finals between Clem and Cyril, you would know that Cyril tried to do this build, I want to say like 3 games in that series, and every time Cyril attempted, Clem would punish. Clem, instead of going for a third CC, what he would do is he would go for a 1-1-1. He would go for a 1-1-1, prioritize more Hellion production into a faster Banshee production as well, and he would just rush in. He would break through the defensive line and bust into mineral lines and just roast up everything. Here, ByuN takes a different approach. It looks like a 3cc 2-1-1. Really fast stim. So really fast stim. No starport. No starport inside here for ByuN. A very unique build here from our Terran. Meanwhile, there's the Roach Warren. As we mentioned, you typically skip link speed and you go into roaches. So SHIN is playing roaches. So far, SHIN, he defends with the queens. Again, this third base is safe and sound. You can see the queen also in position. And as we mentioned, you can just transfer the workers away and SHIN defends. Again, with 1 queen, SHIN, he defends the wall. Hellions, they do deny some of the larva. But so far, solid defense. SHIN goes into the main base, and we have a 3-rack setup in the main. Double eBay as well. So ByuN, because of this build, he's actually going to be getting into his upgrades and his marine production faster than normal. So really fast marine production here by ByuN. Meanwhile, Hellions, they threaten to dive, but again, the queens are keeping up. And to rotate from this third base to the natural location for these Hellions is very difficult. They just have to go a very, very long way around. So rotating back and forth is difficult for the aggressing player. Again, that's also why you can do this build on this map. Roaches have arrived, and they force back ByuN. ByuN gets forced back. ByuN expanding towards SHIN. SHIN is in position to try and delay the expansion. See the chat. Their chats are always wordplay. Oh, there you go. There you go. Oh! As ByuN stims in, does stim in, takes down the roaches. Oh, roaches getting caught out. Nice catch here by ByuN. Oh, yeah, catching at every single roach. And again, SHIN not expecting fast stim. Remember, stim is done earlier than normal. So with this early stim timing, SHIN, he gets caught off guard, and SHIN, he will lose everything. Yeah, the roaches, the ravages as well. Oh, a bit of an even trade here, but still gases for mineral, or a gas army for minerals here. So a better trade for ByuN. As he sims in once again, and he catches the final raptor. So very nice pickoff here, just catching SHIN off guard. Punishing SHIN with that early stim timing. And now we have finally some delayed medevacs. Medevacs are on the way. They are late, but that's why we had so many Marines early on. So really nice setup here by ByuN. SHIN trying to expand, getting a 4th base, getting to double upgrades, double Evo chambers. Double expanding, getting a 4th and a 5th base at the same time. Wonder if my Samsung phone can translate. Oh, it wasn't the translating that was the issue. It was like the understanding of what was being translated. As Melissa said, they were just doing a lot of wordplay, and that's like difficult to really, like quote unquote translate to another language, like what the wordplay is. Here we go. So SHIN is keeping up with the drops of ByuN. Likewise, 4 CC on location for ByuN, going for the gold. And as a reminder, we have expanded towards each other. You can see this is base to base. Like, rush distance by ground is insanely short on El Dorado if you expand towards each other like this on the southern half of the map. Like, we're basically touching tips here. The gold and the gold. And what this means, if either player gets momentum in a fight, it can just end real fast and real quick. Because reinforcements, they hit across the map so quickly here on El Dorado. Speaking of SHIN, he's pushing out. You can see SHIN, he cuts workers at 73, but he has a boosted economy and he's going for a Roach Ravager all in. So just pure Roach Ravager, he will deny the 4th. And ByuN, can he survive against this? He's got his tanks on the high ground. Pulls away, CC is denied. Command center is denied. SHIN moving in. He does threaten the army. Tanks are a little bit far back, and there's no Sim City, there's no bunkers. Yeah, ByuN's not ready. ByuN, he's not ready for this. He was not expecting this many roaches. Files, they connect, they take down 1 tank. Boys are being pulled, a lot of Roach Ravagers going down. ByuN, he's trading well, but he lost the expansion, right? He lost the 4th CC. So here the soup does lie. Like, SHIN is maxed. SHIN is maxed out, but a maxed out Roach Ravager army is not equivalent to the army that ByuN has. As ByuN can just out-trade this, you can see here picking up roaches, kiting back, quite kiting well. Trading Marines for roaches. While they take down 1 of the tanks. Yeah, SHIN, he commits in. Massive tank shots going off. Roaches, they try to break through. Boys are being pulled. He gets 1 tank. SHIN takes down 1 tank. The other does arrive. And SHIN is forced away. SHIN, he's forced all the way back. He's got the slowlings. Let's go. Slowlings are reinforcing. Remember, link speed was never researched. It's only halfway done. And SHIN, he's not getting enough done here. Here comes the 4th command center. SHIN still trying to break through. And ByuN is expanding. And SHIN, he cannot allow this 4th base to get up and running. He collapses in. Files on the... Files don't quite connect. ByuN, he kites back. Massive tank shots going off. But ByuN is running out of bio. He's running out of Marines. Boys are being pulled. 15 SCVs go down. Yeah, rough defense here for ByuN. And SHIN, does he finally break through? He gets 1 more tank. But there's still 3 tanks left. Oh my god. Still 3 tanks remaining. SHIN trying to force the issue. Bio army is building back up. And now he's got link speed. Let's go. Yeah, he's able to bait out those tank shots, and it looks like SHIN, he doesn't have enough. He overextends. Oh my god, nice, very nice dodge on the biles. ByuN, he pops, he weaves. Neo, calm down. ByuN, he avoids all the biles. He's trying to take his 4th base. Attempting to. Does attempt. Likewise moving in. Oh! Gets 1 of the tanks. But again, you can see ByuN, he's trading very efficiently here, and at this point, the turns are tabling. Yeah, the turns are tabling here. ByuN, he is soon going to overwhelm, as ByuN has built up his army over time. A more efficient army, punishes the Roach Ravager. And remember, SHIN, at one point, he was up 60 supply. Not anymore. Supplies are evening up, which means SHIN, he's down in supply here, as this is inflated because of the Roach Ravager, and ByuN, he's done it. ByuN, he's done it. He breaks through the defensive line, takes down all the roaches. And SHIN has nothing left. He has almost nothing left here. He's trying to reinforce. But he's bled out so much. And remember what we said earlier, momentum on El Dorado. The army, it's reinforcing already. Doesn't take long at all. SHIN desperately trying to survive. Desperately. And ByuN, he's not slowing down. Medevacs are low, and these medevacs have gotten low purely from Biles. It's impressive here that SHIN's landed them. Speaking of, Biles, they get a medevac, but GG gets called. SHIN is overwhelmed, and ByuN, he will take a 2-0 lead. GG. Very impressive play there by ByuN. Again, ByuN, he was down, 60, almost 70 supply, but as we were trying to emphasize, the soup does lie when Roach Ravager is involved. Roach Ravager is very supply inefficient, so it is inflated. The army looks larger than it really is, and ByuN, he had a very, very solid defense back at home, specifically his tank positioning. Like, we saw how much value those 3 tanks in the backline were gaining every single time there was a fight. They were just getting free damage and shelling away at the army, and SHIN had a really hard time closing the gap and getting on top of those tanks. Like, that position was brutal, and ByuN was doing a great job at pulling the boys whenever he needed to, and making sure he was able to keep that buffer zone available there to protect those tanks. So really impressive defense, and as time went on, it was getting better and better for ByuN. As ByuN, he was slowly closing that supply gap. He was slowly gaining an army to break free. GG. GG, well played. The nail in the coffin there was when ByuN got the 4th. When ByuN finally took his 4th base, yeah, that was game. He was able to take the gold base, able to maintain a gold-based economy, and from there, he did snowball out of control. GG. GG, well played. And now we're getting into game number 3, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Amygdala, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the Red Zerg, down heavily in the series. We'll see if he can bounce back and make a series out of this. It is SHIN. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran, representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN. 1 game away here from claiming the entire series and for becoming our champion. Onomas, baby. Onomas is all he needs. And again, when it comes to SHIN's build last game, I don't blame him, right? We spoke about the strengths of opening up gasless on El Dorado. I do not expect a gasless opener here. I mean, it's possible. It is possible. The reason why it's possible to open gasless on Amygdala is because, similarly to the previous map, it is awkward to rotate between the bases. I'm referring to the Hellion aggression. Here, trying to apply pressure to this triangular 3rd base and then rotating over towards this northern base, it's typically not possible to actually go through this kind of avenue of attack, especially if the Zerg player controls this area as well. So Hellions have to rotate all the way around. Because of all these rocks, it's just so awkward to rotate back and forth. This is also why this map is more defendable. Amygdala is known for being a longer macro map, just because it's so awkward to apply pressure and to rotate between the 3rd and the 4th base. So we might see a longer game here. We might be able to get into, a 4 or 5 base economy, into hive tech as well. For now, Hatch Gas Pool. Hatch Gas Pool, standard opener here by SHIN. Likewise, ByuN going for his own Rax Expand. So far, so good. We're settling in. As a reminder, last game, ByuN did open with a delayed starport, an early stim, an early bio, but that was because he scouted the gasless opener, and it was designed to punish the roach aggression. And if you remember, it all began with ByuN shutting down 5 roaches and 3 ravagers. He completely shut down the first wave from SHIN because of his opener. Here, we should be seeing something more standard. Factory is on the way. Reaper moves out. Does threaten the mineral line. Also, fun fact, I love how the tone has shifted quite heavily here. As you can see, there's no banter this time. This is the first game where there is zero banter between the players. Like SHIN, he's locked in. ByuN as well. Like they're like at the end of the day, this is a tournament, it is a competition, so this time no words are shared between the players this time. They're in full focus mode. It's all fun and games. Until you die to man with gun. Until you attempt and fail a roach all in. Now serious mode. As we see ByuN going for his third CC before Starport. Economic opener out of ByuN into that Starport, bear that in mind. This looks like an add-on swap into Hellion Banshee. So once again, this is designed to gain map control, to harass mineral lines, and to build up into a 3-base economy, into potentially a 4th after that as well. I say potentially a 4th. What we have seen on Amygdala, depending on how players expand, we have seen a lot of successful 3-base 8 racks all-ins. So we'll see if ByuN takes his gases at his 3rd base, and we'll see if he is overly aggressive or not. And SHIN will take his 3rd, joining on up, saturating. Hellions, they tend to poke in, they're going to be deflected. And as we mentioned, like, it's really awkward for these Hellions to rotate back and forth between the northern location and the southern creep location. They have to go all the way back and all the way around. Like, it's like, rotating takes so long here on Amygdala, as you basically have to go all the way back home to rotate to the top side. So Zerg players can cut corners because of that. They can cut link production and drone up a little bit harder because of that, as we rotate back around. Overlord does confirm the location of the Hellions. They are back home. Cloak is on the way. And we can calm things down. It's been an intense series so far, an intense game 1, intense game 2. But I would say here in game 3, this is the most passive, the most passive early game that we've had. If you remember, game 1 started with SHIN going for a link flood. So now we're calming down, getting into game number 3. Hellions, they take, or I should say ByuN takes over the Xel'Naga towers. He's got a Reaper towards the top side, and a Hellion towards the south. The Xel'Nagas cover both attack paths. There's only two attack paths, unless you open up the center of the map, of course. Rocks are being knocked down. It is going to be Lair first out of SHIN, Lair first into a Baneling Nest, into delayed Evo chambers, so very safe play here by SHIN. Lair first and the faster faster Baneling Nest means faster Baneling speed and delayed upgrades. So delayed upgrades by SHIN. This will keep him safe against like a Hellbat push, for example. If there was like an early move out or an early commitment, then SHIN would be safe. Otherwise, ByuN, he's landing his 3rd. Hellions, they poke in towards the left-hand side. And they keep tabs on SHIN. Sven is knocking down his zone rocks as well. And ByuN shouldn't move out until around the 7-minute mark. In ZVT, like the 7-minute timing push is kind of a big part of the meta here. Building up towards our tanks, towards our upgrades, 1-1, stim, combat shields, medevacs, all does line up at around the 7-minute mark. Meanwhile, Lings, they do get us around. Very nice catch. Marines, they get caught out ahead of time. Well, before the upgrades kick in, and SHIN, he will catch ByuN off guard. Does catch him off guard. Every Marine goes down. And suddenly, we just spoke about the potential 7-minute push. It's not there. ByuN, he will lose every single Marine. Instantly, Factory. Factory gets thrown down, gas is being taken, and ByuN, he's now taking up in towards a later game. He's stuck at home. ByuN is stuck at home, and now SHIN is free to drone. And you can see here 10 drones on the way. SHIN can now fully saturate on 80 workers, tech up into the Hydrogen, tech up into Hive, tech up in towards Lurkers or Ultras. SHIN is free to do whatever he wants because there's zero pushing power. That was how many Marines? That was 17. 17 Marines going down. ByuN is still moving out, he gets spotted by the Changeling, but this army doesn't really have any pushing power. There's one tank, a handful of Marines. This can't really threaten SHIN. Not the way that he would want. So that Ling run by that Ling counterattack was huge. It's a huge moment here for SHIN. 4th CC on location for ByuN. SHIN is in a very comfortable position. You can see SHIN taking a supply lead here with Lingbane Hydra. That's how far ahead he is. Let's take that lead, getting to his own 1-1 upgrades. Taking a 5th expansion. Banshees are in position to delay. Just do move in. SHIN collapses forward. Takes down the tank. And getting on top of the army. It does move out. It does force back ByuN. Likewise, Queens, they deflect the Banshees. And there's that infestation pit. Now, I would say that this pit is late, so it's a bit of a late infestation pit. I do think that SHIN could have thrown this down earlier for a faster hive. So SHIN has been a little bit more conservative with his greed. But he hasn't been too greedy. He's been a little bit more conservative. But now he's saturating his bases. He's on 86 workers. He's done droning. At this point, he's done droning. He can now focus on purely Lingbane production. And here comes the hive. Hive is on the way. ByuN moves out with his 2nd army. SHIN is in position. The creep is looking solid, getting up to the halfway mark. ByuN has got back. It's pure marine. Yeah, very fragile army here. Some banelings do connect. ByuN has to cut back. He has to get the hell out of here. Ooh, does pick up. Whew. Does pick up. Does pull away in time. Meanwhile, the goal-based mining is denied, but there's a tank in position. ByuN, he still maintains the base for now. So this gold base is allowing ByuN to recover. Even though ByuN had a really rough start, the gold minerals here allow for a boosted economy. So ByuN, he is still in this game. Despite the rough opener, coming into this later game state here, it's a little bit more even, a little bit more back and forth. ByuN is taking up, getting into Drilling Claws, 2-2. No Ghost Academy yet. Yeah, nice spread. Nice spread, ByuN clears up all the creep. SHIN cannot engage, not head on. And ByuN takes over the center of the map. Does take over the center. SHIN is still taking. We have Adrenal on the way. The hive is done. Vipers should soon be on the horizon. Speaking of Vipers, Medivacs, they freely move in between the bases. Head into the main. Base goes down. SHIN is trying to keep up. Does force a pickup. Going for the Nidus Swarm. Okay, let's go. Going for Nidus play. Speaking of, yep, Overseer's rallied into the main. Overseer's hugging the edge of the map for the Nidus. And one Nidus into the main base can end the game. So I'm a little bit concerned for ByuN. ByuN moves forward. Both armies are maxed out. ByuN just now getting to his own Ghost Academy. I will say this is, I mean, he's still working towards those ghosts. Nidus is coming in. Lurkers are revealed. ByuN gets 1, he gets 2 lurkers. Overseer is ready. The Nidus is now done here at the natural. Lurkers are in the Nidus. But there's not that many lurkers, there's only 2. So we do see SHIN is building up his lurker count. Still building up. Drop comes back into the main. Here comes the Nidus. Nidus into the main base as well. When these Marines, they trade nicely. They pick off the Lings. They pick off the Queen. At the same time, SHIN does engage in the center, distracting ByuN, and the Nidus will complete. No reaction. Unseen, unscouted. Lurkers, they do pop out. And ByuN, he's racing back home again. He was completely out of position. He did not notice. Now, there aren't that many Lurkers, but the Queens, they come into support. Spitting more creep, and ByuN, he has to lift. Has to pull away. Stims in. Can he deal with this? Boys are being pulled. Stutter steps forward, and ByuN, he will clean up this army. Whew. Shuts down the Lurkers, the Queens. But at the same time, SHIN is not done. Hits a planetary. Yeah, Lurkers are in position, and ByuN, he's being pulled apart. The base is going to go down. And SHIN is overwhelming. Gets 9 SCV kills, takes down the planetary. Again, this Nidus did drag ByuN out of position. And now ByuN is stuck on a 3-base economy. He's stuck on 3 bases. The 4th and 5th base are denied. SHIN rebuilding, remaxing. Looking to do that all over again. Let's go. Looking to do that again. Nidus gets spotted. ByuN moving in. Now ByuN, he's still in this, but he's stuck at home. Like, because of all this damage that was dealt, ByuN, he's not active on the map. He's stuck recovering. So this is allowing SHIN to take more bases, ideally to spread more creep and to engulf the map. Galvanize into the main. ByuN, he notices. Yeah, this time he does notice. He reacts. As ByuN pulls away, SHIN, he moves in. He wants the ghost. Oh, can he get them? Oh, barely not. Massive connection. Watermine goes off. Nidus in the main base gets cleaned up. Whew. This time ByuN, he holds. ByuN, he does defend. Boys are being pulled. Boys are being pulled. SHIN moving in. Nice snipe here on the lurker. And ByuN is keeping up with the rotations. So far, so good. He's keeping up. He does maintain the gold. SHIN is trying to break ByuN, and so far, ByuN is not budging. But it's still shaky. Still a very tense position here for both players. For ByuN especially. There we go. Overseer gets found. Overseer goes down. Spire is on the way. This should be for Corruptors for potentially Broodlord Infestor. So SHIN is teching. Getting ready for a longer game as ByuN is just turtling. ByuN is just turtling up as heavily as he can. But again, it is difficult to maintain this position. Main rolling in. He wants the ghost. Does quite get them. Nice defense. Soul snipes as well. Yeah, ByuN gets one. He gets 2 lurkers. 3 lurkers. Oh my god. The lurkers. Jesus. 5 lurkers go down. Another snipe goes up. Getting more lurkers. Yeah, these are rough trades here for SHIN. But he's trading with ghosts, at least. As SHIN, he bleeds out 6 lurkers. But he's within range of the mineral line. SCVs are going down. ByuN, he doesn't have liberated range. I was curious about that, but no lib range. Meanwhile, Planetary is going to fall. Does bleed out all the Banelings, though. ByuN, he can counterattack. But lurkers, they keep moving in. And just on the edge here of that Liberator. 7 SCV kills, Planetary. SHIN going back into the main for the Nidus Worm. SHIN just containing ByuN. And in a way, almost breaking him. Almost. Getting more SCVs. Nidus gets spotted. ByuN is breaking out. Does break out. Banelings, they don't connect well. ByuN still maintaining that position. Cleans up the Nidus. I believe he also caught the Overseer as well. Meanwhile, Liberator range is now done, so now we can embrace these Liberators. Now they have that much more power behind them. Lib range being a very important upgrade here for the late game. And here come the Corruptors. Now, I believe there's no Greater Spire. Yeah, there's no Greater Spire, just a regular Spire instead. So no Broodlords, just going Lurker into Corruptor into Ultra. Ultra Garment's on the way. Nice snipes on the Lurkers. Very nice snipes. But ByuN, he needs an expansion. Here he's double expanding, taking bottom right, taking top left. As that is an orbital, not a planetary. Bear that in mind. ByuN bleeding out more SCVs. That's a lot of Ling Bane. Jesus. That's a lot of Ling Bane. That's almost purely Ling Bane as every lurker goes down. We're done with Lunkers. We have 0 lurkers left. Now it's Ling Bane Corruptor. We can see SHIN just transitioning his army here into something different. Now, as you saw, Lurkers are a siege unit. Lurkers are not really designed to break an entrenched position. Like we saw an attempt, and the Lurkers, they all just went down. Like, they could not break this. What is designed to break a siege position are Ultras. Ultras, they're designed to break on through, to rush on forward. Especially, of course, with the latest patch where they can now move over Ling Bane. Ghosts get caught out. But Ling Bane, Ultra Corruptor is an army designed to dive, right? Designed to dive in and try to, again, like break these siege lines. Vipers would be ideal with that, to abduct into Blinding Cloud. But there is one Viper. Okay. One Viper. Ideally, we get more. Gee, that's a lot of Ling Bane. And SHIN is going to commit. He rolls on in. Tries to rush past. Yeah, no Widowmines here. Liberators, they do pick off a Veiling at a time. But he's going for the Ghosts. And nice splits here from ByuN. He does quite well, but the Planetary goes down. Takes down the Planetary. ByuN, he holds. Now he can counterattack. He just shuts down the Corruptors. But that's going to be 27 SCVs and the Planetary. And SHIN, what does he remax with? With Ultras. With Ultra Corruptor. And SHIN, he has a massive bank. He has minerals, he has gas, he has all these bases. He can rebuild, he can do that again. ByuN, less so. You can see ByuN, he has no bank. And ByuN, he's running out of money. You can see the massive, Jesus, the Mule Hammer. Going for a massive Mule Hammer. Trying to build back up. That's 14 mules. Oh my god. 14 mules by ByuN. And SHIN, he's ready. He's remaxed. This time with a couple of Ultras. He has 3-3. He has Kindness Plating. And here comes the second dive. This time against Widowmines. Oh my god. Massive mine shots going up. This is what ByuN was missing. Snipes on the Ultras. And ByuN, he's pulling off a greater defense this time. He shuts down the Ling Bane. He shuts down the Ultras. Too much supply in the Corruptors. Yeah, too many Corruptors here. They don't help out. ByuN, he breaks through. He breaks through the main army. But again, the mine shots were the MVPs there. Unlike the previous fights, ByuN had no Widowmines, but this time the mines, they popped off against the Ling Bane. Oh god, where are we going? The Corruptors. They run into the turrets. Base goes down. ByuN with the counterattack. But remember, SHIN can remax with Mass Ling. Oof. As Liberators are trying to camp the Corruptors try to camp the production. Every Corruptor is going down. These are expensive losses for SHIN. Losing so many Corruptors. And again, that in a way, that was a good fight for ByuN, but the economy. That's what it comes down to. Once again, another massive Mule Hammer. That's another 12 mules. SHIN is remaxed. ByuN. Oh my god. Mine shot almost goes off again. This is almost purely Ling. We have Lings, we have a couple of Ultras, a couple of Banelings, but mainly a Ling-based army. Widowmine is going to be that much more crucial here in the defense. You can see ByuN has got 3 Widowmines in total. So his goal here is to kite back. To kite back to the mines. Expansion goes down. And ByuN, ideally, he wants to expand with his army. This base here is a potential Terran base. Well, that's a kill, not a cancel. Does ByuN have a CZ? Yeah, there we go. He's floating. Yeah, he's floating over. He's expanding with the army. He needs more Widowmines. Yeah, Widowmines are on the way. Here comes the CC. And that control that SHIN once had, not really there anymore. We're getting in a really scary position here for SHIN. Because as you can see, even though SHIN has had all these bases, now suddenly we're getting into a more even game state when it comes to the economy. Suddenly SHIN no longer has that economic advantage. As ByuN will take another base, another expansion. So every base is being taken. There's only one base left here towards the top side, and this should be a future ByuN base. ByuN should never allow SHIN to take this, and as long as SHIN doesn't take this expansion, then ByuN will have an even, if not greater, economy than SHIN. Oh, we're out in the open. Widowmines are not buried. Oh, the ghosts are getting caught out. Yeah, ByuN overextends. Massive overextension. ByuN, he gets caught out. Caught with his pants down. Turns to fight. Snipes the Ultras. Bailing's rolling in. And the Bailey's, they get some good connections. Yeah, they catch out the army. Massive connections. Yeah, ByuN, he was caught unawares, caught out in the open. The best fight that SHIN could hope for. SHIN, oh, takes down the final ghost. Final ghost go down. And you can see how close that fight was and how much more heavily favored that would have been for ByuN if he was set up for it, if he was ready for it. ByuN, he was not expecting the dive. He did get caught out, and with that, SHIN, he snowballs. He snowballs, he denies the expansion, denies the CC. ByuN, he was so close to stabilizing. He was maxed out. He was maxed out, and suddenly he just plummets 100 supply. Trying to move in. But SHIN, he's got this. He's back. Takes down the CC. Once again, meanwhile, Mule Hammer here on the right-hand side, towards the top side, I should say. ByuN claiming another CC. And that means that ByuN most likely is going to just abandon this position. He'll just abandon this, and yeah, he just rotates everything over towards the top side. Now, on the one hand, there's nothing to fight over, because SHIN, he hasn't retaken this base, but now he can, right? SHIN, he should be taking this base as quickly as possible. And SHIN moves in. I mean, there's nothing here. Again, ByuN, he just abandoned this southern location. This base is going to go down, and at this point, SHIN has done it. SHIN, he has done it. He has broken ByuN. It was close. It was intense. ByuN had some good moments, don't get me wrong. But one bad fight is sometimes all it takes. As SHIN, he does lunge forward. Takes down 25 SCVs. Catches out some of the ghosts. We see ByuN dragging the army into a minefield. Not bad, but ByuN just doesn't have enough. Not enough here, and we have a series. It's not going to be a 3-0. It's not going to be one-sided. SHIN, he fights back. He puts a point on the board. Whew. GG. GG, well played. SHIN, he does bounce back. Again, Amygdala is one of the more Zerg favorite maps in the map pool just because of how large it is, just because of how difficult it is for the Terran to be aggressive. And we saw SHIN gain map control so early on with those Nidus swarms. One Nidus got into the main base, and if you remember, that was the moment that SHIN snowballed out of control and got everything in his favor. With that Nidus into the main base, he did force ByuN all the way back home, and even though that Nidus in the main wasn't doing too much damage, it was a big distraction, and it allowed SHIN to knock down the gold, to knock down the center planetary. And once that happened, ByuN, he never quite regained map control. He was stuck turtling, defending back at home for the majority of that game. We saw that ByuN did have some better fights towards the end where he was able to recover, until that final fight where he was caught out in the open at the Xel'Naga. It was just outside the Xel'Naga where ByuN, he was just caught out, he got surrounded. GG. GG, well played. And now we have a series, now we have a back and forth. Let's go. We're loading into Sandworm as game number 4. Now we're going to be loading into a much smaller map. Oh boy. We'll get into it. We'll get into it. Here we go. As we are jumping into game number 4. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Sandworm, we have the South Korean Zerg player. We have the Red Zerg. Oh, fighting back, putting a point on the board. We'll see if he can force the ace match. It is SHIN. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Sandworm, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran, representing Shopify Rebellion, leading the series 2-1, still one game away from becoming our champion this week. It is ByuN. Here we go. And again, I was very impressed by ByuN's comeback in that last game, where he was able to stabilize and recover. It didn't last long, as it was right after he had maxed out where he overextended, but getting to that point was very impressive. I wasn't sure if we would get there. It looked like SHIN was going to overwhelm, maintain map control, and dominate, but ByuN did make him work for it, and yeah, did have a strong showing in that last game, despite having a rough start. What's important, despite the rough start, ByuN, he hung in there, and he was able to stabilize eventually. It's crazy, it was impressive, but that leads us here into game 4. Welcome one and all to Sandworm. Sandworm is a smaller map in the map pool, is a smaller map, has a shorter rush distance by ground, but there are certain features that can make this a little bit more defendable. So even though the map is smaller, we have, of course, these dragon teeth in the center. Next to the turtles. Let's go. But we have our dragon's teeth. This does kind of limit pathing and limit movement of main armies through the center. Does make things a little bit more awkward. There's also a lot of terrain. There's rocks. There's, of course, the terrain here blocking off areas. And honestly, it makes this gold base very defendable. We have seen many players take this gold as a third or as a fourth base and successfully defend and take advantage of it. I feel like this gold was meant to be more exposed, and the rocks do delay it a little bit, but the gold base often comes into play from both sides. Likewise, the expansion behind the tier is a little bit more defendable as well, with the choke point, as both bases are close by to each other. So taking like the linear third and the triangular, or sorry, the fourth as a gold is a little bit more common here. So we'll see how our players will approach this. Likewise, there's also the narrow choke point coming into the triangular third base, true, so this is also a little bit more defendable, but there are multiple entrances. You can come in towards the left-hand side instead, or try to come in towards the right, so you can try to approach this in a couple different ways. As SHIN does expand towards the left-hand side. So standard opener out of SHIN going hatch gas pull into a third. ByuN on the flip side, going for a third CC before starport. Economic build here by ByuN. Going for the add-on swap into Hellion production. There's a starport into eventually Banshee play as well. So stock standard build here by ByuN. Nothing crazy, nothing too fancy. We did see a more quirkier build on El Dorado, if you recall, but that was also because of the opener of SHIN. So it was more like ByuN was reacting to SHIN's build. Here on Sandworm, everything's looking as it should. And once again, just like Amygdala here on Sandworm, no banter. Like, the players that were bantering and having fun in Game 1 and Game 2, but getting into Game 3 and 4, again, the tone has shifted. We're locking in. Let's go. We're locked in, Pop. We're locked in. As our players are droning, players are saturating. Oh, I assumed add-on swap into Banshee. Never mind, it is going to be faster stim and Liberators instead. So we have a lib-based opener by ByuN. So ByuN does mix it up. Nice snipe there on the tumor. Tumor goes down, ByuN pulls away. Behind this, again, building up towards his earlier stim timing. Now, we have seen players incorporate like Hellbats with this and go for like a 3cc into like Hellbat push with stim, with bio, with Liberators as well. We'll see if ByuN embraces that, as we do see SHIN opening up roaches for the first time since El Dorado. Okay. So roach base opener out of SHIN is a very safe way to play. Roach openers are a lot more common on smaller maps. I'm referring to Whispers of Gold, I'm referring to El Dorado, Sandworm as well. As Lings are getting roasted, they get 1 SCV. No major damage dealt there by SHIN. ByuN breaks out. And it's going to be on ByuN to determine what exactly is going on. What is going on? As ByuN, he does attempt to dive, he does spot the Lings, he confirms the roaches, and he rushes past. There's not many Lings. Yeah, not that many Lings to defend. We get some decent damage though. Yeah, Hellions are being shut down, and this was not worth it here. We get 4, 5 drone kills. Liberator does dive into the main. Yeah, damage is being done. 9 drones go down in total, but that was 9 drones for what? For 8 Hellions. Almost a 1-to-1 trade. Not ideal for ByuN, as now ByuN has lost map control. He's lost control of the map. Lings and roaches are amassing. And SHIN, he's not re-droning. SHIN, he's not droning up. He's moving out across that. He's committing. He's committing here. He's flooding Lings, he's massing roaches, morphing in Ravagers, and we'll see if ByuN can hold. Remember, ByuN, he just threw away his army. He just threw away all of his Hellions. And this is the army left. We have 7 Marines. We have 7 Marines. There's 1 tank on the high ground. ByuN does not have much to defend. Liberator catching out some reinforcements. Not bad. Gets 2 roaches. 3 roaches go down. Very nice damage there by ByuN. Every roach counts. As ByuN is trying to hold on to his third. Again, that Liberator is still just catching reinforcements. Yeah, picking up Lings. This one Lib has 15 kills. Finally. Oh, doesn't even go down. Clutch on Siege, and ByuN is holding. ByuN, he's building up his bio army. He holds, he defends. Very impressive defense here by ByuN. This Liberator was the MVP. Oh, it does go down. But checking the trades, that was one Liberator for what? For 6 Roaches and 20 Lings. Very, very efficient trade there from ByuN. He holds beautifully. And suddenly, SHIN is in a worse position. SHIN, that was not worth it. That one Lib is not worth 6 Roaches and 20 Lings. He denied a bit of mining time, but nothing else. Like, that was SHIN's moment. He had to do some damage there, and suddenly ByuN breaks out. ByuN breaks out. SHIN, he sacrificed his economy for that. Remember, instead of droning, he made all those Lings. So SHIN is stuck re-droning. He's trying to catch back up, getting to 1-1 upgrades. Meanwhile, 1-1 is already done for ByuN. And ByuN, he breaks out. Breaks out. Looks like there should be enough Roach Ravager to hold the line. Tank boy is going up. Oof. Tanks are exposed. One tank is going to go down to the piles. But the trades are still brutal here. That's going to be a cancel on the expansion. At the same time, Lings, they do hit across the map. 3 ACVs. That is some damage. But GG gets called. Yeah, it's not enough. SHIN, he just bled out far too much, and ByuN snowballs out of control. ByuN, he will take the series 3-1, becoming this week's Turtle Tussle champion. GG. Whew. GG, well played. ByuN, he does take the win here, does claim the series. Very impressive result here from ByuN. SHIN, we saw him trying to be aggressive, trying to be assertive here on Sandworm. He was punished for it. Again, as we mentioned, SHIN, he fell behind after the failed aggression, after the failed counterattack, and here he just could not keep up with the momentum that ByuN had. ByuN, he had the upgrade lead, economic lead, army lead. ByuN was ahead in every aspect after that failed move out. GG. GG, well played. GG, well played. Oh. Congratulations here to ByuN. Congratulations. just messaging ByuN, wishing congratulations, but congratulations. GG, well played. Again, a really impressive showing. Shout out to SHIN, as SHIN did bounce back. SHIN, he did recover, and he was able to make a series out of it. Again, SHIN, he had his strongest showing on Amygdala, but Amygdala is one of the larger maps, only smaller maps where aggression is favored. That's where ByuN was able to pop off. Where ByuN did pop off, ByuN did take the win, so congratulations. Switching our scenes over here, we can catch up on the rest of the brackets. We can see the road that these players did travel here, as ByuN, he took down he took down Rebellion, took down Gerald, took down SHIN in the finals. Very impressive. SHIN himself did also go up against Jumi, against Nicoract, and many others throughout the tournament. Really do appreciate the setup here. Really do appreciate the signups as well, from both the Korean and the European scene. So big shout out to the players, and I hope you all enjoyed yourselves. For those that are curious, this tournament is at a more NA and Korean friendly time, but Europeans still sign up and they still stay up for it as well. They still stay up to play in our tournaments, and this is a bi-weekly. Every 2 weeks we do host the Turtle Tussle, and it is funded and sponsored by Mark BT. Mark BT is a big passionate fan of StarCraft. This is not funded via Patreon. Our Patreon supports our other tournaments. This is purely funded by the main sponsor, by Mark BT. So big shout out, big fan in the chat, often lurking. Shout out to our new... Oh, we got a new Patreon. Speaking of Patreon, thank you so much, Gab. Thank you so much to our new Patreon. Again, our Patreon does support our other tournaments. Specifically, it supports, bam, these tournaments. Sea Duckling Open, Sparkling Tunic Cup, and Master Swan Open as well. We do host 4 events. Oh, hold on. I'll make this a little bit cleaner. We host 4 events here. Each one has its own mascot. Each one is its own animal. The duck, the swan, the turtle, and the tuna. Beautiful. But we do host these 3 events, and that is all funded via Patreon. So if you want to help support StarCraft, support the scene, support the community, support the players, you can do so via Patreon, as it all does fund these tournaments on a regular basis, on a weekly and monthly basis. And ByuN, he's giving us some stories about the soccer match on Tuesday. I'm asking him, he's like, hey, do we have any news? Like, the people want to know. So ByuN, he lets us know that Petit Drogo is the best goalkeeper. He's like, Drogo is the best goalkeeper. He's the best goalie. Can't get it past him. Lambo and Hero, they were the best, like, forward players. He's saying the best dribblers, which... Again, the best players with the ball, I should say. But he says a caveat. So Lambo and Hero are the best dribblers, but ByuN, he's the best player. No one can stop ByuN. No one can stop ByuN. MVP. And because I was curious, because they did show photos on Twitter. I didn't see Harston there. I didn't see Harston. Apparently Harston didn't play soccer. He went on a trip with his wife. He went on a mini vacation. So understandable. So Harston didn't play. Went on a trip instead. But it was really cool to see everyone getting involved. Really cool to see. Alright, just to reiterate, for those that are curious, a bunch of foreigners went to Korea over the weekend because of Sordov's wedding. Sordov, he had a wedding, so congratulations to Sordov once again, did have a wedding. And because of that, a bunch of European players were in Korea to be there for the wedding. And because they all happened to be there, the StarCraft scene, they organized, I say StarCraft scene, the Korean players organized a soccer match between them. So there was a match on Tuesday between the Koreans and the Europeans. So ByuN is just letting us know that no one could stop him. Crazy. So really cool to hear. Really cool to hear. I was like, oh, powerful in StarCraft and in soccer. Crazy. OP. Thanks for playing. Thanks for playing. And with that, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you'll enjoy yourselves. When it comes to the rest of our schedule here tonight, we do have our calendar ready, our schedule ready. It's a very jam-packed and very intense schedule here. 2 casts a day every single day. If you remember, if you recall, specifically this year, I've been trying to avoid this. This year, I've been trying to have at least like half a day off, and taking a break from these intense schedules. But specifically April, there's a lot going on. So it's hard to really find any free time, especially because there are other invitationals that I did want to commit into. So this week, 2 casts a day, every day. Let's go. We have the Rex April Madness. That is going to be later on this evening at 8 p.m. KST. That is going to be in 7 hours. In 7 hours time, we're live with the Rex April Madness. Tomorrow, we're live with the Enki Show matches. We're also live with the Chicken King Cup Invitational, also featuring some top Korean and European players. That's going to be over Friday and Saturday. We have the Kung Fu Cup Warcraft 3 Evolution Edition on Saturday. We have HSL, that is the Hispanic Star League. That is GSL for the Hispanic region. And that is the playoffs. That is going to be a live cast Saturday at 2 a.m. KST, sorry, at 1 a.m. KST. It's going to be very early on, for us at least, but it's going to be a blast, I'm sure, featuring players like Vortex, like Chamaco, Juanito as well. They're all facing off in HSL, and we have the Sparkling Tuna Cup Sunday evening as well. So 2 casts a day, every single day. That's how we do here on the CranKy Ducklings. We cast more StarCraft than any other channel out there, and I would like to sleep one day. Next week, I'm gonna try, maybe not next week, coming into May, I'm gonna try to ease up a little bit, because April, like next week, it's the same thing. Next week, like 2 casts a day every day. Next week is also gonna be intense. But coming into May, I'm gonna try to have some more like free time and try to take it easy. It's getting a little bit draining. it's a little bit draining, but we're good. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. May though, May will be month of rest, and by month of rest I mean like maybe like 2 half days off or like 3 half days off. That's That's what rest means here on the CranKy Ducklings. But I look forward to it though. I unironically look forward to it. That'll be May. Copium. Haha. Only StarCraft. Only StarCraft. But yes, GG, well played. Crazy. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. We will be heading off here for the time being. Again, our next broadcast is in 7 hours time. That is the Rex April Madness. If you're curious, what is the Rex April Madness? That is an invitational that Rex has been hosting and organizing. He did have the Rex March Madness last month, and now we are featuring Group B of the April Madness instead. Here in Group B, we are going to be featuring, let me have a look at the lineup. It is going to be Clem, Shin, Classic, and Nice. So if you want some more Shin action, Shin is playing tonight alongside Clem, Classic, and Nice. 2 Protoss, 1 Zerg, and 1 Terran. It's going to be an intense group. Again, that is in 8 hours time. So make sure you're a part of that. Make sure you're there for it. It's going to be insane. It's going to be beautiful as well. Look forward to it. Look forward to it. So we're going to be cutting that here on the channel. It is a GSL group, GSL format group, best of 3s and best of 5s. Of course, next week is Group C and D, and the week after that is the playoffs. So a full month of April Madness. Otherwise, if you want to help support us, again, Patreon is the place to be. YouTube is also the place to be as well. We got links for everything. YouTube is the place to be when it comes to our VOD content. We do upload on a daily basis. There's plenty of VODs, plenty of videos on YouTube. We recently hit 1 million views, and we recently hit, was it 2,000 subscribers? So thank you so much to all the people watching on YouTube. And again, check it out. If you can't watch any of this live, check it out on YouTube. Again, we cast twice a day every day. I can't imagine many people are able to watch twice a day every day. There's a lot of content, a lot of StarCraft. So if you see something that you like, and if you cannot watch it live, then YouTube is the place to be for the VODs. YouTube is the place for the VODs. Otherwise, we're going to be heading off here for the time being. Now, because our next cast is in 7 hours, we have a little bit of time to ourselves here. So I'm going to be going live. I'm going to be featuring a bit of a cheeky short ladder session. I don't intend to cast, also I don't intend to play for too long, maybe for a couple of hours. Like 2-3 hours at most. A couple of ladder games here. I barely get time to ladder, so I'm going to try to force myself to to set some time aside to play some StarCraft. That's the plan. So if you want to tune in, I'm going to be heading on over on my personal channel, !light in the chat. I'll see you there. Just for some smoge on the ladder. For some smoge, baby. Let's go. I also haven't had breakfast, so I might quickly grab a bite to eat. So I'll see you there. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys either later tonight for the Rex April Madness or tomorrow for the Enki show matches. We're going to be featuring Clem, Dark, ByuN, and Hero in those Enki show matches. Best of 9s, mate. Best of 9s. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be beautiful. Look forward to it. Otherwise, see you next time. Thanks for watching. Hasta luego. Ciao, papi, ciao. Hasta luego, papi. Hasta luego.